3 of the EMSO Summer Series here on the EMSO YouTube channel. Sorry for the delay in the online streaming. We've had a bit of an issue earlier on. Unfortunately, we signed into the wrong account, and well, PlayStation's YouTube system isn't very helpful, as it just kept linking us into the same area over and over and over again for about 45 minutes. But we finally sorted the problem, and we're finally live once again here on YouTube. Apologies for missing out on round 2. I had other commitments, but I'm back now for the 3rd round of the championship. And as I said, we've already missed one race, but we're practicing now for race number... not race number 2, sorry, we're in the semi-final heat number 2, and we should... is it round 2? Okay, it is round 2. But it's round 3 of the entire championship, I think. Check, 1, 2. Ooh, we got some fiddly things here on the screen. Let's flick through the camera feeds as we wait here. No, because I haven't set it up properly. Let's just switch the keyboards on. There we go. Now we should be able to flick through the camera feeds. There we go. Indeed, we can. You can also flick through who's on track as well. So there we go. We can flick through everybody. Alright, cool. We are officially live, so thank you very much for joining us here at the EMSO YouTube channel as part of our summer series here. A great way to keep motorsports in action here in the United Arab Emirates. Many other series around the world are doing as well. We're doing it online, and of course we will have I think it's a 6-round championship. We have 3 more rounds to go after this, so we're at the midway season, and well, there's a very, very big target on the back of Romaldo Labori's car, as he has won 2 from 2 races so far. Will he make it a 3rd? Well, we'll have to wait and see, as we're about to get underway now for the sort of second heat race here, the semi-final, the second of the semi-finals here for the 3rd round of the season, as we are getting underway now. If you've got any questions, do feel free to ask away in the chat. I'll try my best now to get rid of all the stuff on the screen as we'll cycle our way through all of the camera feeds. Now let me just get rid of that. There we go, it's gone now, so we have a nice and clean image here on screen for you, and we are again live here on the EMSO YouTube channel, and of course thank you to our sponsors, the Dubai Autodrome, the Yas Marina Circuit, and of course ATCUAE Motorsport as well, who are giving away some fantastic prizes to the winner and our top 3 at the end of the championship. We'll go through what our top 3 will walk away with later on, but right now we are circulating through the corkscrew, looking at the man that's currently in 2nd place in the race so far. But this is of course the semi-final. This is just practice and qualifying, so they're setting the grid now, and we'll see who lines up where when we cycle our way through. So we're on board now with the man that's staying in 2nd place. And where is the 1st place car? Well, for some reason now my keyboard is refusing to do what I'm asking it to do. I'm not sure why it's done that, as we're underway now for the first time lap here at the WeatherTech Laguna Seca track. I'm used to calling it Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca from many years ago. It's the WeatherTech Laguna Seca track now, with the infamous corkscrew, one of the most impressive tracks in on American soil, and we'll be using it here as part of our EMSO Summer Series of round 3 as the PDD 654 there gets loose there behind him, actually, in the AMG GT3 car, the Mercedes will fit to now. This is the Dow Baumgartner. Races here in the United Arab Emirates, the TRD 86 Cup, on the podium a number of times throughout the championship, but a few spells of drama throughout and a few whacks here and there put him out of a few rounds of what could have been a very, very impressive championship run for the Dow Baumgartner. No doubt he'll be back next season in the TRD 86 Cup, or maybe we'll see him in other cars as well. He did also feature in the NGK UAE Pro Car Championship 3 times. If I'm not mistaken, someone will correct me on WhatsApp if I am incorrect about it, but there he is, and it's great to see him as a new addition to the championship. I know that he wasn't in round 1. I think he may have cropped up in round 2. Now we'll just get see if we can get you some stats on what the driver's up to there. We don't need what's on the left-hand side of your screen there. That's nonsensical. Nadal Baumgartner now sets the fastest time here as part of the EMSO Summer Series, qualifying race 2, but that's automatically been debunked by somebody else who's now, let's ride on board. There he is with the Beetle. The Beetle was one of the it was one of the cars to beat in round 1. I remember that, and very nice to see sporting there. Hashtag Black Lives Matter, of course. We also support Black Lives Matter around the world, wherever you're watching. We will try our best now to skim through. Let's try and get rid of some of the stuff on the screen, make it a little bit cleaner. I don't know why everything's popped back up. That's not what we want there. Somewhere it's going to give me the times that I want. I don't want that. That's a bit too messy on the screen. There we go. We'll take that, so we can at least see who is where on the left-hand side of the screen. You can also see the map, the track map in the top right-hand corner. You can see who is where at any given time. You can also see how much time we've got left in the session. We've got about a minute to go now for Al-Khabaisi here, who is the leader and the man who's sitting in, at the moment, pole position, but with a minute to go, there's plenty of time still on the clock for a quick shuffle up. Al-Khabaisi now working his way through the left-hander, or the right-hander. Is it left-hander? Yeah, it is a left-hander. Sorry, the orientation here is a bit strange for me, but he's already gone down to 3rd place. As the Dow Baumgartner goes from the 2nd, and PDD at 5854 is up to 1st, but not for long, as Al-Khabaisi goes back up into pole position provisionally at the moment. And he's got enough time for one more lap. Let's see what Al-Khabaisi has in store. This is the man that's in 3rd place now, Baumgartner, in the AMG GT3 car, right behind the Porsche. For some reason, it's given us the Porsche camera instead. And this is the man that's sitting in 2nd. And that's why, because I'm pressing 2 instead of 3, as there we go. Now I press 3, we've got the Dow Baumgartner on screen, his AMG GT3. Ali S here in his very, very Scottish-esque, what is that he's driving there? He's got the Renault RS01 Iron Brew livery, looking very, very sharp here this weekend. Racing the Porsche in the opening rounds with a beautiful Golf livery, but I am a fan of the Iron Brew, and I'm a fan of Ali's paint scheme as well. Then in 5th position we've got, that's not 5th, that's 6th position, and why is it giving me 6th instead of 5th? Well, we're going to go to 5th position. Alright, for some reason my 5 key is not working, so I can't show you who's in 5th place, unfortunately. I can show you though who's in 6th position. That's the Lexus RCF there, sitting in 6th place, about 1.9 seconds off race leader. We've got some new fast lap times coming in as well. Is there going to be a big shuffle? Al-Khabaisi still stays out in front. No, it's all relatively the same, as the Lexus always gets into the back of the Beetle there, just in front of him. ARC Dive Bomb here in the Beetle. Actually, no, that's Vish R34. Now, I wonder why it's not giving me certain ones. There's ARC Dive Bomb in his Audi R8. And Ahmed JDM, good to see the Subarus back out now. We saw them sort of in the first rounds in the time sessions for the heat races as well, to sort of set the pace of where they want to be, and then sort of in the second round, say the quarterfinal and the final itself, we saw cars change. I remember in the first rounds we saw the Jag, and then the Jag after that was nowhere to be seen, which is a real shame, because I had my Jaguar statue here in support of the F-Type Group C car, but unfortunately didn't get to root all the way through and didn't get to see it on the podium either. There is the man that's in 10th place in his Beetle, and there is the top 11's well, where they're going to position now in the race. This will be I think it'll be a 5-lap race, as we usually do here for the MSO Summer Series round 3. This, of course, is the second round of the day for qualifying, and so the heat races will serve as the semi-final. And now we'll go to the actual race here, round 3. It'll be what looks like a rolling start, although it doesn't look like it's a standing start because they're too far behind where the start-finish line is. They're about a corner behind, and they'll have to sweep into the left-hander. So it will indeed be a rolling start here for ATCUAE on the front row of the grid with PDD 854 alongside for company. Behind him will be Nadal Baumgartner in the AMG GT3, and we're about to get underway. Very interesting start here. Single file start there, looks like a single file restart, very similar to what they have in NASCAR most of the time. And it's not a 5-lap race, actually 6 laps of racing here for the second time, part of the EMSO Summer Series of round 3. Through the left-hander nice and cleanly here. No accidents to report just yet, but that's not what we've seen throughout the field. But although looking at the track map, it does look very clean, as ATCUAE gets a good start here and is out in front already. By how much? By about 0.6 of a second he is ahead of his closest rival. And let's quickly pan over to the man that's in second place, PDD 854 in his Porsche 911, and he's currently, well, it doesn't show us how far back he is, but that's because it only shows us the timing here on that sort of little graphic that pops up on the screen there. You can see is they're up the hill and making their way down towards the corkscrew, one of the most impressive corners on the motorsport circuits around the world, one of the most amazing ones as well. Incredible to drive down yourself. As we're now about to complete lap number 1 here, and then we can see who is where and how far they are behind everybody. Let's get that track map back up for you so we can see who is where, if there's any movers and shakers anywhere around. Looks like everyone stayed more or less where they are. I think ARC Divebomb moved up a position, he's up in the 6th place, but puts Vish R34 down into 7th place as back looking at the man that's in second place. The gap up front is really closed in. Nadal Baumgartner looking for a way around the outside. That's not where he wants to be. He wants to try the inside line. If he can get the cut back now, he can sort of do so, but he's got 3 car lengths, or it looks like 4 car lengths now, between himself and PDD 654, and but the gap up front is closing up now. It's down to about 0.4 of a second between the two of them as they work their way now into the left-hander. Can PDD sneak up on the inside? Not close enough to make a move. Brakes as late as possible and starts to really close in the gap now. It's down to about 0.3 of a second going through the corner, and as they work their way now towards the corkscrew into and up the hill, they have to go first. A long drive up that hill as well, and then it's immediately down through the corkscrew through a very fast chicane that goes downhill as Nadal Baumgartner sneaks up now onto the back bumper of the man that's in second place. Nadal now looking for a way past as well, and we're not sure what's happened to PDD 654. Looks like he's trying to make a move somewhere that hasn't paid off as he's dropped back. Here's Alias R8. He's watching what the two are doing up in front of him, wants the two of them to trip over each other so that he could sneak up through with his Iron Brew. Megane, oh not Megane, sorry, it's a Renault RS01, isn't it? It's not a Megane. Same engine as the Nissan GTR. It's that very powerful, what is it, 3.6 litre I think it is, twin turbo, but a track only car, not ever seen on the road, although I'm pretty sure someone is mad enough to put one on the road. Nevertheless, Alias R8 is using one here this weekend after dipping his toes in with the Porsches in the early rounds, as it's going to 5th position. Here it is in the LX, sorry, not the LX, it's the RC F, as he's under pressure now from ARC Bybon, and ARC made quick moves there through as he's on the inside of the Lexus RCF through the corner, and up the hill goes ARC Dybomb. Position gained for the Audi R8, and there he is, but he's not lost him yet, although he is pulling away. He's put about 2 car lengths between himself and now that Lexus in 6th position. Further back down the field, there is Vish R34 and the Beetle. We've got a Beetle up in front, we've got a Beetle in 7th position at the moment, and he's about 13.3 seconds from the race leader, about 6 seconds behind the Lexus in front of him. And then he's under pressure from the Impreza here of Ahmed JDM, Has also got a penalty looming over his head for about 1/10 of a second, so he's done something naughty somewhere out there. Now, could that have been at the beginning or somewhere else? Here's Hao Lam. He's also got, well, actually, he's got a second penalty in his Beetle. It looks like he's trying to get to grips with the car. Looks like he's slightly struggling with the Beetle here this weekend. And going back is another Beetle here in 10th position, and I think we've got in 11th we have one other car. No, we don't. It's not showing that we have. So we only have 10 cars here in this race. So we're back now with the leader, ATCUAE 90, in the Beetle. Group C car, of course, limited only to Gran Turismo. Never seen this in the real world, and if only Volkswagen actually went through with it, because it's a mighty impressive car. It was certainly a car to choose in the first round. I know that Rami won with one, and a few other drivers did as well. It was certainly the car to beat, although, if I'm not mistaken, it would eat its tyres up rather quickly. So conserving the tyres, very important in this Beetle. And that is the leading Beetle here with about 2 laps to go. It'll be 2 laps to go at the line. So we're at halfway through, but we're halfway through, or more than halfway through this lap. And ATCUAE not been able to lose PDD 854 or Nadal Baumgartner, but the three have been able to shake the rest of the field as we continue on now across the line to complete lap number 4. Now on the 5th lap of the race, this is the penultimate lap here for ATCUAE and Nadal Baumgartner and the man that's in between them, if I can get that right. Yeah, there is PDD 654 in his 911. Now what's the gap between our top three? It's 1.8 seconds between the three of them, and Nadal Baumgartner really loses out through sector 3 and sector 1 here at Laguna Seca, and then closes up going through sector 2, especially that long drive up the hill. That's where he closes the gap as much as possible, but then loses out through the corkscrew and then through the other long corners that Laguna Seca has to offer. And is WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. Got to stop thinking about Mazda. As back to the race leader, ATCUAE 90. Down through into the left hand of the corkscrew, then a quick right-hander. One of the most fantastic corners you'll ever see on a racetrack ever. So glad that we're using it as part of the EMSO Summer Series here. You're tuned into round 3 of the entire championship. This is today's round 2 of the heat races. This is the semi-final for our 10 drivers here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the top 8 from this top 8 sounds about right. I'll have to have a look at that momentarily. Someone will notify me if I am incorrect, but as we did last time around, it was the top 8 that go through into the bag. They're shuffled around and then thrown into a semi-final, which will take place later on today. So we've already had our top 8 qualifiers, and they're already prepped and ready to go for their finals. And it looks like we've had a change for 4th, because Ali RS in his Iron Brew Renault has dropped down the order. What's happened to him? He's had a little bit of an off somewhere, and it's caused him to tumble down. We've only just spotted that as we're on now officially the last lap of the race. And ARC Dive Bomb and the Lexus RCF of Zab have moved up the order, but Ali SR8 is fighting back here in 5th position. He wants to be in the top 5 as he's trying to make a move on the inside. Not enough gap there for a Renault Sport RS to fit in, as the leaders are working their way through the corkscrew, and PDD only has a few more corners if he wants to take the win away from ATCUAE 90. But it looks like it is going to go the way of the Beetle as he's through now the final few corners. Is PDD close enough to make a move? Let's see what happens now. And going into the final left-hander, no, PDD is not close enough. He's going to need one hell of a miracle here to get the move done and pass ATCUAE into the drag. Can he do it? No. ATCUAE takes the win from PDD 854. Nadal Baumgartner will have to settle for third position. ARC Dive Bomb across the line in 4th. Then what's the battle for 5th like? Azab will take it over Alias R8. And it's sorry, not Megane. I've got to get Megane out. No, it's not Megane. RS01 is the car that he's using. As Vishal 34 is across the line in his Beetle. Ahmed JDM across the line in the Subaru. Hao Lam now working his way through the final corner, and he'll come across the line in 9th. And unfortunately, I think that means he will not be he won't be in the bag to go into the semi-final. That wraps up round number 2. Now we'll just take a short break, so you'll see some changes here on the screen, and we'll dive into the next round. So I think I've got to leave the session and then I have to go and join a different session if I'm not mistaken. As well, it looks like everyone's still staying in the lobby, so let's see what happens. Let's see if I get an angry message if I were to leave this session. It looks like someone has, so let's see if this works. So do bear with us here as part of round 3 of the EMSO Championship. We'll now go into the semi-final round 3. I think this should be Group 3. Yes, indeed it is. So we've got two different lobbies here set up. So what we do during the race is we get those who are participating in sort of the first rounds, or the rounds that are coming up, to sort of filter their way into the next room. Makes it a lot easier, and we can keep the live stream going here as well instead of having to stop, start. And it well, makes my job a little bit harder, but makes the organiser's job that much easier as we join now the third lobby of the weekend. This is, of course, the quarter-final for, or the final quarter-final of round 3 of the EMSO Championship. As it looks like we are on track already. That's so we've got 9 drivers in here, have we? Yes, indeed we do. And now we'll hop on board and see who is where. Now, of course, for some reason, it always makes my screen change every time I jump in and out of the lobby. So back to what we have normally now. So far we have 8 drivers in the field, just doing a little bit of practicing here, just waiting for the last few drivers now to join in the session. We should have at least 2 more, if I'm not mistaken, joining. We have sort of 10 to 12 per session, if I'm not mistaken. 10 to 12. You know what, let me check my emails, because I think I have exactly who is where. Good afternoon, Alistair Stewart. I'm pretty sure that race was quite intense for you in the Renault that you were racing in. As we said, we're just doing a little bit of practice here before the sort of qualifying for the quarter-final gets underway. So apologies if the stream sort of goes a bit quiet at times. It's just that I'm trying to check my emails to see the who is where and when they're supposed to be on, because I know that this is the third and final quarter-final, and then we will go into our 2 semi-finals and then 1 final. Well, Alistair, thanks for joining us. And yeah, we didn't quite catch you the mess up on lap 3. I did spot you sort of towards the end that you were in the top 4, and then you dropped down to 6th position. ARC Dive Bomb got the better of you, and then you had a great battle towards the end there with the Lexus, and we look forward to seeing more of you later on in the quarterfinals. As we continue on here with a little bit of practice before we start the qualifying here for round 3. And now that I have the information that I require, I can give you a little bit more detail about how this is working here. So it looks like we do have a slight alteration with what I'm seeing here in terms of number of laps. So we'll have 6 laps throughout all the quarterfinals. This will be the last one anyway, so this one will have 6 laps. In the semi-finals, we'll increase that to 8, and in the final, the great shootout that we'll have a maximum number of 12 laps around the Laguna Seca track. And in that group, well, it doesn't really tell me what I have. Okay, so we'll have 12 drivers and 12 laps around Laguna Seca. And in the semi-final, I think we'll have... Is that 8? No, it's more than 8, isn't it? So we'll have 12 drivers per semi-final. First one scheduled to take place at 5:30, with the second one scheduled to start about 6, but I think we're sort of running a little bit behind schedule, so do bear with us if the timings are slightly off, because we're still waiting for this one here to sort of fill up. We're waiting for the last few drivers to join us here as part of the third round. Now, why is my cursor not disappearing on the screen? Go away, cursor. There we go. Let's make it much cleaner for you guys out there, so you can see what's going on. Left-hand side of your screen shows us who is currently circulating, who is here and where they are. Of course, it's going to be a higgledy-piggledy mess. It doesn't actually necessarily mean what their position is. It's just a random assortment, and you can see we have a total of 9 drivers. On the right-hand side of your screen, in the top right-hand corner, you can see the Mazda. Stop saying Mazda. It's not Mazda anymore. It's the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. You can see the track map in the top right-hand corner. Of course, this is part of the EMSO Summer Series, Digital Motorsport Championship that we are contesting here, and a huge shout out to our sponsors of the prizes that will be given away to the top 3 in 3 weeks' time. Of course, there's the Yas Marina Circuit, Dubai Autodrome, and AUH Motorsports as well. It's AUH or AUX? I've got AUX here for some reason. I think it's AUH. Let's just clarify that. And of course, they're giving away some fabulous prizes. I know one of them is a track day experience at the Dubai Autodrome. Some of them are karting experiences, even license testing as well, which is some very, very cool prizes. Good afternoon, Caesar. Glad that you're joining us here with the stream. Yes, it is AUH Motorsports, so apologies for that. It is, so as a big shout out to our sponsors, Yas Marina Circuit, the Dubai Autodrome, and AUH Motorsports. So of course, Yas Marina, home of F1 here in the United Arab Emirates, as with the Golf 12 Hour. The Dubai Autodrome, home of the epic Dubai 24 Hours. An incredible event that's been going on for like 15 years, and it's just amazing. It's bigger and bigger every single year. And of course, AUH Motorsport, one of a team based here, and they run a number of championships, or they have done in the past, and just a fantastic group of guys here. And of course, we're very happy that they're one of our sponsors here for the EMSO Summer Series. So we're just waiting on, by the looks of it, 1 or 2 more drivers to enter the fray here. As we're at 8, we should have 10 or 12 in this session here. So do bear with us here, and as I said, do bear with it if it's if I do go quiet and you don't hear anything. Don't worry, the stream, the microphone hasn't died or nothing's fallen over. I'm still here, just taking a quick break, because obviously talking for 4 to 6 hours in one quick succession is going to get very, very tiring for myself. So I am here. If you've got any questions, shoot them over. If you're interested in participating in the next championship, or you want updates on the championship, head on over to our Instagram, our Facebook, our social media, and our website of course as well. That is of course EMSO, Emirates Motorsport Organisation. You can find us on all social media. You can find us on YouTube as well, which is where you're finding us right now. And I think we're about to get underway, because I've just seen a message pop up on the left hand side of the screen that someone is joining the race and then someone else is joining the lobby, and it's all very confusing. But if you want to be a participant in this amazing championship we have currently running, do head on over to the EMSO website. You can apply for a digital race license, but please note that you have to do it at least 2 days before the next race is scheduled to start. The entry usually opens 2 weeks before that race is scheduled to take place, and that if you want to keep up to date with them, you will be, or you can get informed by our social media channels at the EMSO on Instagram, Facebook, and wherever social media we have. Maybe we have a MySpace, go check it out, if MySpace is even still a thing. If you'd like to learn more, you can head over to the website as well. If you need more help, just send us a message. We'll be more than happy to help you guys out, as we're now getting underway for the qualifier of this quarter-final. It will last for 5 minutes, which gives us more or less enough time for at least 3 laps of racing here, depending on how fast and how fast. Of course, it's the whole point of the session, is to go as fast as possible. Basically, how much of the track you make use of. If you go over the lines and you go off all the time, obviously you're not going to get to set a lot of lap times, but if you stick to the track, you stick to the race line and go as fast as possible, you will be getting at least 3 laps in here. And it'd be great to see who will be on the front row of the grid here, because it's a very, very interesting mix of drivers that we have here. We'll start things off by looking at Ali Al-Mahari, Al-Mahari 22, excuse me, who's shown as at front, though that's provisionally for the time being in second position. We have SRS Simo, or Sean Simpson, South African racing driver here in the United Arab Emirates, contested in the Gulf Radical Cup last year and the year before as well. Was on the podium a number of times, also shared driving duties with Sabin Yousaf as well. Was on the podium in both Dubai and Abu Dhabi. In third place at the moment, Zubair in the NSX, and then Abdul Ghaffar in his Beetle. And then we've got Ajax 30ZA in the AMG GT3 car. Then we have one of the BMW, looks like an M6 from here. Yes, indeed, it is an M6 in 6th position. In 7th, we got the 911, and right up behind him, almost into the bumper of the 911, is Dan the Man 225 in his Mercedes AMG GT3. Then we have the legendary Toyota Supra. This is the sort of new generation version of it. A fantastic looking car, and it looks even better with a GT3 body kit as well. And then we have another Porsche 911 in 10th position, and then we'll have to go across now into 11th place to see another Beetle, a very popular model in these races here so far. They were popular in the opening rounds as well, as we're now underway for our first timed lap. Here is Al-Mahari 22. They're not a smooth exit there through the corner, but he's still slightly ahead, a little bit skittish there. Really, the rear end really shaking a bit loose through the corners as he's now coming down the corkscrew for the first time in a timed position, and he really wants to nail it as soon as he can, so that he can get the best lap time possible. Of course, he's got nothing to worry about in front of him. He does have things to worry about behind him, and well, he's keeping the rest behind him. At least 2 to 3 car lengths is the gap between them. There is SRS Simo behind him, and the Honda NSX behind him. And now we can see now who is where, and that's not an exit that you want through that corner for Al-Mahari 22, losing a bit too much of the gravel. And we'll see who is where with the time lapse. SRS Simo goes to the top of the field for now. That is the Honda NSX now in. Where is the Honda NSX gone? It is in 6th position, so the entire field is shuffled immediately, and that's how fast it can change here. Now Zolo Vita is the man to beat in the BMW M6, number 17. Then we have the man that's in 2nd place is Abdul Ghaffar there in the Beetle Group C car. Ajax 30ZA's gone off, but he set the 3rd fastest time here in his AMG GT3 for the time being. So he's going to have to really put the pressure on now, as SRS Simo, Sean Simpson, are now on the inside of the man that did set the fastest lap time for about a fraction of a second. And Sean there losing a little bit of ground to both the Porsche and the Honda. Now, does Sean have an issue, or is he doing what he did in the first couple of rounds? What we saw him do is that he basically dropped to the back of the field, put enough of a gap between himself and the man that's at the back, and then he gives himself a clean lap. And I think he might be doing that, although it's going to take a long time for him to do that, and he may actually end up running out of time. Excuse me there. He may actually end up losing out. So, with the field now working their way across the line, no change. Scrap that, there is a change, as the NSX now is the car to beat. But for how long? Less than a second, as the BMW M6 goes back up into the provisional front row placement here. Zolo Vita, who is again out in front and getting stuck behind some slower lap traffic, but he's about, oh wow, the gap up front is very close. It's thousandths of a second, if we can get that on screen. Yes, we can indeed. Look, the gap is there, 0.017 between our top two at the moment. Then it's about 0.3 of a second down to the man that's in 3rd place in the Beetle. Then it's a gap of another very slim margin. No, scrap that, it's 0.4 of a second. Excuse me, I can't see that. I need to put some glasses on here. As Ajax 30ZA there, who was in 3rd position not too long ago, but because of his spin, I think that's cost him a little bit of time here. But he's soldiering on and he's looking to improve. Sean Simpson's tactic, I don't know if it's paying off, but he's down now into 5th place, but he is going faster as he races his way down the hill and into the final few corners here to put a lap in. And we'll stay with him now and see if he does improve and see how much he improves by. As you just saw, down the man 255 225, excuse me, behind him. Now does SRS Simo shoot his way up the order, gets 4th position, so he's up a position at least, and that will put him on the 2nd row of the grid as Zolovita, the man to beat, and there he is just in front of the Beetle in the BMW M6, setting a lap time of, let's see what it is there, it is a 1:21.305. Now let's see what 2nd place did in the Honda NSX. He did a 1:21.322, and I can't believe the gap at the line there was 0.017 between the Honda and the BMW. And that wraps up the qualifying session here for heat race number 3, or as we should call it, the quarter-final. And we'll now go into our race here for the quarter-final. So it will be on the front row of the grid. There is the BMW M6 on the left-hand side of your picture. On the right-hand side, a little bit further back, you see the Honda NSX. Then behind him, you see 2 Beetles. So the 2 Beetles should share row number 2, Abdul Ghaffar and SRS Simo, and then the rest of the field sort of lining up behind them. We're about to get underway now for 6 laps of racing here around Laguna Seca. We'll now stay on board with race leader Zolovita, but you know what we should do? We should go all the way to the back of the grid so we can see what's going to happen in front of him, as there is Maritza in number 9. That should, in 9th position, that should be Alexandros Anivas behind the wheel of that car, and it looks like I don't think we will get what I was looking for, so we'll just go back to the BMW M6 as he's into the first corner. Zolovita behind the wheel, nice and tight line through there. Looks like everyone's got through cleanly so far, and already Zolovita putting a gap between himself and the Honda NSX of the man in 2nd place of Mohamed Zubair. As there he is now, using all the track he possibly can in his NSX. Going 3rd place, there is the Beetle. Looks like we've got everyone sort of where they should be for the time being, although it looks like we've had a bit of a shuffle, excuse me, a little bit further down. There's Kepa 83 AUH in his Beetle. Now where is Maritza? Maritza's got a position, of course that's Alexandros Anivas behind the wheel. Now where is number 8 on my keyboard? There he is in the Porsche 911. He's just ahead of Ali Maheri 22. There is a problem here for the Toyota, the FT1 by the looks of it, a yellow flag, a local yellow in that sector. Now what's happened to that car, because it also looks like the Mercedes has dropped back as well. What's happened to AX30? Where is AX30? Is he disconnected? Has he got a problem? Now he's right at the start-finish line. Looks like he hasn't even completed the first lap. What's happened to AX30ZA? I fear... oh, if he's using a controller, he's run out of batteries. If he's using the steering wheel, something's come loose and he's attempting to fix it, but there is the stricken car, and that's at the exit of the final corner. Now doesn't look like there's been any contact with anybody, although AX30ZA was at the sharp end of the field, was in the top 4, top 5 actually, because SRS Simo just got ahead of him on the final lap. As we'll go now back to race leader Zolovita, who has a gap of 0.7 of a second between himself and the man that's in 2nd place in the Honda NSX. As there is not the man that we're looking at, there's the man we're looking for, Mohamed Zubair, sitting in 2nd place as they race their way now towards the corkscrew. And Mohamed Zubair looking for a way around the outside, trying to close the gap and break as late as possible. He's really brought the gap down as they work their way through the final corners. But Zolovita is keeping all those corners locked down. There's no gap at all for Mohamed Zubair to sneak up through, as they still see that AX is still stuck in that position there on the left-hand side. You could just see him there as the 2 race leaders work their way now up the hill once again and across the line. Then they'll dip back down and into the left-hander and into a very long, sort of long-ish hairpin here, into left-hander and immediately back in. So no opportunity here for the NSX to try and sneak up on the inside. Didn't break as late as possible, looked like he broke as early as possible just to keep to the tail end of Zolovita. A little bit further back is Abdul Ghaffar. How far back is he? 2.6 seconds. SRS Simo in his Beetle is around 4 seconds behind our race leader, about 1.3 seconds behind the man that's in 3rd place. And then down to 5th position is Escon 16 in running in 5th position. Down the man at 225 is off track and now causing a bit of a commotion here for both Maritza and Kepper 83 AUH. As down the man is into the side there of the Beetle. Now that shouldn't have come back on track, should have had a look in his rearview mirror, because those two are battling obviously for position, and that's cost the Beetle a little bit of time, as down the man is off a bit, as is Kepper 83 AUH, as he skates out wide as well, loses out to down the man, so that's all fair there. No contact or nothing to comment on there, as Maritza working his way now into the top 6, as we're now on board with what is the lead battle here between Zolovita and I Am Mohammed Zubair, as they work their way up the hill and then back down for the 4th time here. So we're at the halfway point here at WeatherTech Laguna Seca. Still Mohammed Zubair looking for a way on the inside, going through the corner. They side by side, not quite, as they work their way now back towards going now towards the corkscrew. They'll have to climb all the way back uphill again, and I'm Mohammed Zubair slowly dropping back, as he was ever so close there to the inside of Zolovita's left quarter panel. Let's go back to I'm Mohammed Zubair now and watch this action unfold as we work our way through. Now, am I correct in saying AX is no longer in the session, so I think he's been disconnected, unfortunately, so drama there for the Mercedes driver to qualify in 5th position. Was very strong through the qualifying session, but unfortunately that's how these digital series go. He's unfortunately lost out as the BMW M6 through the final corner. The Honda not close enough, but now we go back into Sector 1, and this is where I Am Mohammed Zubair really closes in on the gap, on the back bumper of Zolovita, and will we see him try and do the same thing as before they work their way up the hill, as into the hairpin goes the M6, just behind him is the NSX. Zolovita, of course, Salam Al-Mary behind the wheel. I Am Mohammed Zubair is, of course, Mohammed Zubair Hussein. We'll just call him MZH. Now, we'll call him Mohammed Zubair Hussein, actually. It might be slightly easier. Those are the two that are battling for the top step of the podium for now. And it's Brett Noble, AX30ZA, who unfortunately disconnected in the session. So, unfortunately, no longer with us. Now, Abdul Rahman Al-Husseini, I don't think that's correct. You've got, it says Kepper Carmona's PSN ID is Abdul Rahman Al-Hosseini. I don't think that's correct. I think he might be Kepper 83 AUH, as that second gamer tag is not in the session. I'm going to have to double check on that, because that doesn't seem right. I'm not sure why, because it's a very interesting gamer tag to have. But anyway, we'll continue on now with the session. We continue on here with the NSX, who's not been able to close the gap on Zolovita, and it looks like Al-Masmeri, is looking to secure his first victory here this weekend in the 3rd and final quarter-final of the weekend. And let's go to that M6, as there he is. And what's the gap between them? 1.2 seconds between himself and the man here in second. That's the Honda NSX. Now let's go down through the field and let's go to the man that I presume is Kepper Carmona behind the wheel in his Beetle, Kepper 83 AUH. Now it looked like he was in a battle not too long ago, and from what I see, Maritza Racing or Alexandros Animas has dropped back, so I think there's been drama somewhere that we haven't picked up on, I haven't spotted, because there's been a huge shuffle towards the end of the field as down the man 225 is up a position. He was 7th not too long ago, now up into 6th position. Escon 16 in the top 5, but our top 4 have relatively stayed unchanged, and this is of course the final lap of the race. So let's stay on board now with Hussein here and see if he can find a way through with what, 2 corners to go, make that 1 corner to go. Is he close enough to make a move on the inside? No, he's going to try around the outside. He closes it ever so closely now. There's about a car between them, but just not enough time on the clock for him to walk away with the victory as it goes to Zolo Vita. Mohammed Zubair takes 2nd, Abdul Ghaffar takes 3rd, SRS Simo takes 4th, Sagon 16 will take 5th. Dan the Man will take 6th position, or will he, as Al Mahari is right behind him? He's tucked in. No, that's not going to work. Al Mahari's going to have to settle for 7th position. 8th place goes the way of Kepa 83 AUH, with Maritza, or Alexandros Animax, across the line in 9th place in his 911 RSR. And that's the end of the session there. So thank you for joining us for the quarter-final there, the 4th quarter-final. I think now we'll move on to the first of our semi-finals. That's going to take place at 5:30. Let's see what the time is. Are we back on track? Amazing enough, we're almost back on track here. Thank you very much for joining us. Big shout out, of course, to all the thing. And there is confirmation of what happened to AX33. You could just sit there and just trying to highlight it with the thing there. My wheel rig failed at the start. That's what we thought there. And unfortunately, with that, there's nothing we can do about it due to the regulations. So unfortunately, AX, you're gonna Brett Noble, you're gonna have to try again in the next session or the next round. That will be round 4. So I think I'll leave this lobby and we'll rejoin another lobby, and then we'll go into the first heat race. No, we've already done all the heat races, haven't we? We'll go into our semi-final here, and let's just see if that semi-final is available. Now there is something filling up here. No, wait, I've joined the wrong one. There is the correct one. There is semi-final 1. Now, I'm going to take a quick break, but I'll leave the stream open. Of course, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. If you've got any of the drivers in here as well, feel free to say what it was like out there. Comment on what's going on. Feel free to do so. Don't worry, I don't bite, and I'll try and answer your questions as best as possible. Unfortunately, what I was going to do is I wanted to have the chat, or the I do actually have a party running that's open, but unfortunately the drivers that I usually communicate aren't here. Andre, if you're listening, Rami, if you're listening, I'm talking about you two. But if you want to have a session going on, feel free. I think I've got a party going. If you'd like to join the party, you can do so. Just shoot us over a WhatsApp just to make sure that we can do that, as we're now going into semi-final 1, and I'll leave you with some track action for the time being. But before I go, a huge shout out to our sponsors for this season, for the great prizes that we're giving away. That, of course, is AUH Motorsport, Dubai Autodrome and the Yas Marina Circuit. A huge thank you for those companies for helping us and sponsoring us in the EMSO Championship. We look forward to the next 3 rounds because they're going to be very, very well, exciting. And Brett, I see he's chimed in. Brett, the heartbreak is unreal. The qualifying session you had was incredible. You were in the top 4 the whole time. Sean just put me to the line there, but I think you could have been the man to threaten the lead of the race. Brett, heartbreaking to see here from my point of view as well. We hope to see you in the next rounds, and hopefully the rig can basically stay on this time. Don't know why that would have caused it. If you know why it caused it, let us know, and maybe the other competitors could be aware of it as well. As we'll take a quick break here on the stream, but we'll keep it going. And thank you so much for joining us. As I said, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. If you want to know more about the championship, head on over to the MSO's website, or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Of course, share, like, subscribe, follow us, and you can, of course, stay up to date with what's going on. Brett, I think you need to do that ASAP, because there's a lot of stake, a lot of great prizes on offer as well for our top 3 as well. And For more information about the upcoming rounds and stay up to date, like we said, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Follow us on YouTube as well to know when the next streams are coming up. Apologies if you didn't get to watch the opening round, the first quarter-final. We had a little bit of a streaming issue where YouTube just refused to cooperate and kept asking us to agree to something that just it wouldn't let us agree to. After 45 minutes, we finally figured out the issue and we're live here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to participate in the championship, head on over to the EMSO's website here. The only drawback is that you must be in the United Arab Emirates. You will be given a digital license to participate in the rounds, and of course from there you can enter the championship. So we have more drivers participating every single time we do this, and there's some names that I've not even seen. There's some familiar ones I know, but there are some new ones that I've not seen before, and it's great to have an expansion in the championship. So if you want to join, head on over to EMSO's website. That's EMSO, of course, the Emirates Motorsport organisation. Head on over to their social media channels as well if you want to find out more about the upcoming championship too. So I will take a quick break here, but feel free to converse in the comments. So it's a quick break, back now with just sort of a practice session here for our first semi-finals. We're just looking at Ramalda Labori. He's the man, well, he's the man to watch, essentially. He's won round 1, he won round 2, he won a number of heat races along the way in the quarter and semi-finals, and has been the man to beat. I know that in the opening rounds he was in a Lamborghini, but in this third round he is behind the wheel of the Renault RSO1. And what a car it is indeed. We're just watching at the moment the drivers circulate here around WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. Got it right this time. And just waiting for the finalists to come into the lobby, because of course we're waiting for a few drivers from Group 3 as well. We're waiting for the man that finished in 7th place in Group 3 to join the session, as well as driver 1 and driver 3 and driver 5 as well. So that's where they finished overall. So they've basically doing 2 races back to back. So that should mean we should see Zolovita back in the session. Will we see who finished in 3rd place in that round? Was it Ghaffar? Yes, it was. So we should see Abdul Ghaffar back into the session as well. And we should have the man finishing 7th, but I'm not sure who that was. So I think we'll just hold on for now. So do bear with us. We are just getting a hold of the results here and sort of conferring and making sure that we have the right people in the session. And of course, thank you so much for joining us here as part of the EMSO Summer Series here as part in the United Arab Emirates. If you want to learn more about the championship, you can head on over to the EMSO website. That's the Emirates Motorsport Organisation. You can head over to their website, Facebook and Instagram, where you can learn all the information. And if you want to participate, if you didn't get to enter this round, or you were late to enter, you can head over to their website, EMSO, and you can register for a digital race license. Please note that for the next round it is not open, or registration isn't open yet, and that if you when it is open, you'll have it opens 2 weeks beforehand, but it closes a day before, or even better yet 2 days before, and if it is, you want to make sure that you register before the date closes, because if you don't, you will not be in the races and you will not get to participate in the EMSO Summer Series. We've seen a few drivers miss the cut-off mark by but just that much. But we've seen them rejoin the series in rounds 2 and now rounds 3 as well. So we're just sorting things out here before the start of the quarter-final. As you can see, we've got the chat going on, so feel free to ask any questions if you want to know something, if you want to just talk to some of the drivers, because I can tell you a few of them are. Brett was a driver in the third quarter-final we just had, and unfortunately, if you go through the chat, you can see what drama he had. His steering wheel didn't want to play nice. So you can, of course, chat to the drivers. I know Alistair is around as well as Stuart, who is in the session now, so he won't be communicating at the moment, but he is there on track if you want to show your support. There he is in the Iron Brew Renault RS01. Fabulous paint scheme nonetheless, and it's making me really thirsty. I think I'm going to have to drive to Park and Shop after this and go grab me an Iron Brew. Or do they sell Iron Brew anywhere else? Where do they sell Iron Brew? I'm going to have to look that up. Anyway, back to it. We're just waiting on the finalists to join the session here in the quarter-final. Sorry, not quarter-final, this is a semi-final. We've already had the quarter-final. And of course, with the semi-final now about to take place, we increase the amount of laps from 6 to 8. Is it? Yes, it is indeed 8 laps for the semi-final. It will be a rolling start, which is very strange on this track because it looks like a single file rolling start, which is very strange. Boost is off, slipstream strength is real, so that when the drivers are in the tow of the vehicle in front of them, they will benefit from that and they can use that to overtake. Mechanical damage, I've got here, it says none. Tyre wear is 2 times, fuel depletion is off, and it looks like we're using sort of realistic settings here to keep the playing field somewhat level. I know that we had tyre wear, tyres slightly different. If you look, or if you pay attention to the stuff that's at the beginning of the race, you can see that there's different tyre selection. You've got super soft, you've got softs, judging by the double S and the S, although could possibly be wrong about that. No doubt someone will correct me on WhatsApp, although I've got all the information correct so far. So, of course, we will be using here the full track here at the WeatherTech Raceway Lagoon Seca, 3.6 kilometres in length, 11 corners in total. The race conditions are set to morning at 7:30 and sunny as well. And what the best part is the 11 corners is one of the final corners, or sort of actually not final corners. If you look at the map, it's midway. Is the legendary corkscrew, which is a downhill chicane. A very, very cool corner indeed. As we're just waiting, again, sorry for the delay here, we're just waiting for the final drivers to join the session. This, of course, is benefiting the drivers that are already here. Hey, AGS, how you doing? This, of course, is benefiting the drivers that are already in the session, as they are able to get a little bit more track time in compared to those who are we can't say they're flaunting the rules, or just say they're faffing around. AGS, thanks so much for joining the session. If you're rooting for a driver, let us know who it is and show your support to them, because I know a few of the drivers have got this going on as well. Ah, it's you. Wait, aren't you supposed to be racing? You're supposed to be in the session, aren't you not? Or are you in semi-final? Ah, there we go. So you're waiting to join the session. So you're one of the drivers that we're looking out for. Good stuff. Good stuff. Abdul Ghaffar, good, well-deserved third place finish. KQ, are you another driver? I'm going to try and decipher this. It should start relatively soon, because by the looks of it we should have all the drivers. If we... No, my keyboard again is out. There you go. Oh, someone's got M&Ms. Oh, don't do that. You're making me hungry. We've got 11 drivers. We should have... We're waiting for one driver, I think. That's all we're waiting for. Rooting for myself. Vish, how are you how... I hope you're not going to text and drive here. Ah, we're waiting for Zolovita. Yes, indeed we are. Good spot there, AGS. Yes, that is the man. We're missing the winner of the previous round. to enter. Surely we should put a time frame on this. If you don't enter within 10 minutes of the scheduled time, I know that we're running off schedule, but if you don't enter in 10 minutes, you should really not be allowed to enter the session, because it's only causing us more time delays to do this. Of course, thank you very much for joining the live stream here. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask here in the chat. If you're rooting for anyone, let us know who you're rooting for. Sherry Higgins, I guess you're going for Ali S, aren't you, judging by Slow Scotsman? And we should really rename him to Team Ironbury. Now, where is Ali S on the list? There he is, the Renault RS01. Unless I'm mistaken, is there another Scotsman in the race? I'm not sure. I think Ali S is the only Scotsman in the race. Don't worry, someone in the comment section will correct me. And let's just see what's going on here in the race. Let's quickly send a message to find out what's going on. I think we're still waiting for one participant to enter the session. As always, thank you to our sponsors for the top 3 prizes they're giving away. That, of course, is AUH Motorsport, the Yas Marina Circuit in Abu Dhabi, and of course the Dubai Autodrome as well. 2 of the only 2 FIA certified tracks in the United Arab Emirates, and of course AUH Motorsport, one of the best motorsport teams here in the UAE as well. Okay, they're currently, the reason for the delay, if anyone was wondering, is there's an incident to be reviewed. So we're looking at something, but I don't know why that's interrupting Zolovita from joining the session. Was there something in the previous race that I didn't see between the top 2? Now, I wonder if that's under investigation. So I'll try and update you as best I can. So that's what the delay is here. Unfortunately, there is something under review at the moment, as we're now officially 1 hour into the stream here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. If you joined us from the very get-go, I'm so glad that you're still with us here on the EMSO YouTube channel. Of course, if you want to learn more about the championship, stay up to date with the current points total, you can head on over to the EMSO website. Instagram as well, I think, has some of the information. That, of course, has a lot of information about upcoming races and everything else that's going on. You can also see quick highlights as well. So let's do have a little cheeky gander at what EMSO has to offer on their website. Or to better yet, on their Instagram, shouldn't we? We can have a look at what we can find out about EMSO. You can, of course, see when the next round will take place. It's usually published the day before the event starts. Round 2 took place 2 weeks ago. And, of course, it gives you updates on what you can win as well as part of the championship. That is a real driving experience. So that is an amazing prize. Ahmed JDM, hello, and good to see you as well, back out on track, this time using the Subaru. I guess the Jaguar not required this round, as unfortunately we can't see we can't see how many points is on offer on the Instagram. So I think what we're going to go do now, maybe if we head on over to the EMSO's website, we can see what the standings are like over there. Oh, I've googled the EMSO before. As we're still waiting for an incident review. That's what's causing delay, and it's almost caused about almost 20 minutes of a delay here. I'm looking for the summer series, so you know what, this will help much easier. There we go. Let's see if this is published anywhere. It doesn't look like it is. Okay, let's just do this. Let's go back through and see what the point standings is like after race 2. Yes. Yes, Ahmed, we need to remove the understeer of the Jag. I'm 100% with you there. I wonder where. Now, I did have the points somewhere, but unfortunately I've lost them. So you're gonna have to bear with me, and let me see if I can find the results somewhere for you and update you in the meantime as we continue on here with sort of a practice session here for the start of the semi-finals of the third round of the EMSO Championship here, the Summer Series Championship. Once again, a huge shout out to AUH Motorsport, the Asp Arena circuit and the Dubai Autodrome for supporting us here and giving away some fantastic prizes to our top 3, including a real life driving experience behind a race car, which is an amazing experience nonetheless. As we're still waiting for the review here to be finalised. If there's an incident that we didn't spot in the previous race, that may be an issue as to why. Have I got an update here? Oh, okay. Someone's been given a 30-second penalty to. Someone's been given a drive-through penalty. That's not a drive-through penalty, excuse me. Someone's been given a 30-second penalty for causing a collision. That goes to Dan the Man 225. Thank you, Dominic, and thank you, Adash, as well, for updating me on that. So that means... Now, that's not necessarily a reason as to why Zolo Vita hasn't joined the session. That may be a reason as to why we don't have one of the other... This will cause, obviously, a little bit of confusion for drivers below him. And yes, I agree with you, AFC Dipom. Zolo Vita should get a penalty for making us wait, because we've been waiting for so long. But now this begs the question, what happens to the grid from the previous race? Because we have drivers that finished behind Dan the Man that are in this session. That means they might have to be taken out and be replaced by another driver. This is causing some confusion, to say the least. I'm not 100% sure. Whatever information I get, I will try my best to keep you up to date and tell you what's going on, because unfortunately we're now 20 minutes behind schedule. This time, not because of me. I'm not the one that's causing the delay. But that's okay. The stewards are doing an amazing job at the moment, trying to figure out how this should look, and of course that means there's going to be a slight mix-up. So maybe you'll see some names drop out the session, some stay in the session. Not sure what's going to happen here. So do bear with us. We're trying our best here to sort out what's going on. It may take some time, so do bear with us. I see, so now we have new drivers joining and drivers leaving the session. Kepa 83 AUH has joined the session now, so like I said, this is because of that 30-second penalty that was dished out in the session. Yes, Ahmed, that's a good thing. Let me switch the camera over to you. Where is Ahmed JDM? He's in 7th place. There he is. So Ahmed, now to keep us entertained, is going to show off some sick drifting moves here in his what is that? That's a Supra. It looks like the FT1. So let's see what Ahmed has in store here as part of the special Drift Championship here, as part of the EMSO Summer Series, featuring Ahmed JDM in his FT1 as he handbrake through the corner. Oh, he loses it through there. Not what do we rate that drift? We need a scorecard here to see what we can give to Ahmed there, but let's see what he can do now through the first corner. Let's stay with the FT1 and let's see what this epic drift is like. Ahmed AGS is not a fan of your drifting skills, Ahmed. Oh, can he keep it through the corner? No, gets loose through turn 1. Think he's feathering a little bit too much there. He needs to be a bit lighter on the steering wheel. Oh, Brett Noble gives you a 1 out of 10. Oh, Ahmed, come on. You can do better than this. I know you can do better than this in the new EMSO Drifting Championship, as a sort of cutaway between our waiting times here. This is how we're going to keep you all entertained with Ahmed JDM drifting. If you want to drift with us, so be it. Or he's going to throw it into the corner. Oh, if he didn't clip the curb there, I think that would have been an amazing drift. If that curb was what ruined it. Definitely 100%. So he's now doing donuts in this gravel trap. Let's see if we can. What other camera views can we have? That we don't want that. We want to see him drifting, don't we? We don't want that. That's the rear view camera. No, this is all rear view camera stuff. We just stay here like this. Yeah, Silver 1 2 3 4. I'm with you as well. We're 25 minutes. Oh, big drift there through the corkscrew. I think that was a 720 going through, and he's managed to keep it almost on. Oh, he's hit the wall there. I don't know, judge's decision. How many out of 10 are we giving him for the corkscrew drift there? More drifting through the corner here as we wait for the drivers to filter into the session here, as we continue to watch the very special drifting show here featuring Ahmed JDM. Oh, that looks like a nice clean drift almost through the corner. KQ, we're still waiting on a few drivers to enter the fray, and Ahmed's gone into the pit lane, so I think that's the drifting sorted out. Ahmed, AGS, shots fired, AGS. Dominic, thanks for the update. Of course, Dominic Simon is one of our few racing stewards out there, so he's also helping us out here. He will help me out with the harder questions. So, as he said, 1 minute to go. I didn't say it, Dominic said it, so you can send him an angry message if it doesn't start in 60 seconds. Oh, lost my water. As we continue here with the Ahmed JDM drifting show here, as part of a very special event here at the EMSO Summer Series, round 3, keeping us all entertained. He went into the pit lane, looks like he got a new pair of boots on the back end as he throws it deep into the corner. Is he going to have a nice tidy drift here? Ooh, looks a lot cleaner than what we've seen before. Good stuff there from Ahmed JDM in the special drifting. Ooh, that looks a nice clean drift. Can he keep it? No, can he keep? Oh, just taps the wall there towards the end there. And qualifying is set to start. Here we go. We're getting ready to start the first qualifying race here for the semi-final. Apologies for the delay, but we've sorted it all out. We've got all the drivers where we need to be. We're getting underway right now. So 5 minutes of qualifying. As Richard, I think you're right, it's very difficult to do it in a Group 3 car. Nonetheless, as we're back now underway here, we're looking at Zolo Vita, the man that won the previous round. So the reason that we've had this, if you're just joining us for the delay, we have there was a little bit of a shake-up in the final round. We got a drive-through penalty that was issued to one of the drivers, which we shaked up the tail end of the field, and those that were finished in like 6th, 7th and 8th, I think it was, maybe even further up the field as well. A driver getting 30-second penalty, dropped him down the order. That's shaken up the way we do things here, so we've had a little bit of a delay, and Supercar Baldy is here. I wonder if that's Supercar Blondie's long-lost brother with a little bit of hair on his head. But thank you so much, Supercar Baldy, for joining in and you showing your support for Zolo and Sagon 16. Who out of the two do you think is going to win, though, Supercar Baldy? That's what I'm asking you right now. Is that for some reason we're looking at the mountains instead of a BMW M6. We're now supporting someone else, Gaijin 71. Oh, a tie between all three of them, or two of them. Where's the tie between them, I wonder? Let's see. So we're looking at Alias R8. In Heat Race 2, was up there in the mix. He was in the top 4, but unfortunately drama in lap 3 caused him to fall down the order, but he was still in the top 8 in his group, so that's pushed him into the semi-finals here, and he is one of, we should have 12 drivers. Zolo Vita, Heat Race winner in the third quarter-final. Good to see him in second place. PDD 854 finished in second place in quarter-final number 2. MJK 704 in the Ford GT. He must have been in Heat Race 1. I've not seen him flash up in the 2 heat races that I commentated on due to issues that I had. Romaldo Labori, the man who's won 2 races already in his now driving the Renault RS01. He leads the standings at the moment and he's currently sitting in 5th place. So where is he going to qualify? He's the man to watch. In 6th place, we've got Shamoon 07 in the M&M's RCF. A very tasteful car there indeed. Sagon 16 in 7th place in the Porsche 911. He was in Heat Race number 2. ARC Dive Bomb also in Heat Race number 2. He's one to watch as well. He's a man on a mission, is the Audi R8 driver. Kepper 83 AUH, a late addition to this round. He was in Heat Race number 3 and he did finish in the top 8, which is now put him into this. And because of that reshuffle, he's now in the first one. He should have actually been in the second semi-final, but we've got that underway. Behind him is Ahmed JDM. He showed us our sick drifting moves not too long ago. You of course can watch more drifting action from him later on. Abdul Ghaffar is in 11th place at the moment, but that's because he's just gone across the timing line. And Silver 1234, a man to watch as well. He's very, very strong performance in the opening round. A couple of weeks ago, actually, I think a month ago was our first round here, but this is the man to beat at the moment. Zolo Vita, winner of Heat Race or quarterfinal number 3. He's the man in pole position at the moment, so we'll say provisional pole for the BMW M6 driver. Romaldo Labori sits in second position, so he'll line up alongside him, or with our rolling starts here at Laguna Seca, he'll start about 2 car lengths behind him. Then we have Alias R8, he's sitting in third place at the moment, and there is the Ford GT of MGK 704. I think it's Milan. I think it is Milan that's behind the wheel of the number 4. Abdul Ghaffar sits in 5th position, or AGS in the group. In the chat, in 7th position is Shamoon 07 with his very delicious M&M liveried RCF. Ahmed JDM with his amazing drifting skills in 8th position. ARC Dive Bomb in 9th. Zagon 16 in 10th position at the moment, looking for improvement, but no improvement there. We'll go back to the leader, the BMW M6 of Zolo Vita, as he works his way through the corners now. I wonder why we keep seeing the flash lights. I wonder if that's a graphical glitch in the game, because it looks like the lights sort of flash every time he puts his foot on the brakes, which is a very strange thing to do in Gran Turismo. I know he's not doing it because there's no one for him to flash in front of him as that wraps up the session here. So we've got 1:36 to go before the session comes to an end, as there is Zolo Vita. Oh, okay. Thanks for the clarification, Supercar Baldy. That's what he does every day when he goes through a corner. I wonder if he does that on the roads here. So if you see a man behind you... Oh, okay, so he does it when he plays. He doesn't do it in real life, because that'd be very interesting if in real life he went round, say, Dira or Satwa, and he's flashing lights every time he goes around a roundabout. You'd know that it's him driving the car, as the M6 is loose there through the final corner, as is LES R8. What happened there to the Scotsman? Looks like he won't be improving his time now. I wonder if that was a little bit of a push from the car behind him, as Zolovita is on pole for now. How long we've got left in the session? We've got about 60 seconds to go, whereas Ronaldo Labori, he's in second place still. PDD 854 in third. Sagan 16 is fourth. LES R8 still in fifth position, so didn't lose too much ground. In sixth position is Kepa 83 AUH. Shamoon 07 in his M&M's RCF. What happened to Shamoon on that lap? And he's no improvement. He's going to have to start from the back of the grid, as Ahmed JDM there across the line in 10th place. And he swapped his car again, I've just noticed, because he was driving the Subaru and he's hopped into the Toyota. What's the problem with the Subaru? Did it eat too much of his tyres, or is your vape not charged? Is that why? I think that's why. Anyway, going now into the semi-final for the first time here, our first semi-final. There's a quick look at the starting grid at the moment. On the left-hand side of the screen behind the print there, or the starting order, is Zolovita. On the right-hand side of the screen, you could just see it is the Renault RS01 of Ronaldo Labori. He is championship leader at the moment. Behind him, PDD 854 and another Porsche alongside him. That's Sagan 16, who shot his way up into fourth position. Then you can just about make out the Iron Brew Renault RS01 of LES, and we're about to get underway here for a rolling start, and let's sort of go mid-pack. Let's follow Kepa 83 AUH through the final corner and across the line for the first time to start the race here. We're going up to 8 laps here at the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, as there is Kepa 83 AUH nice and clean through the first corner for now, not too close. I think that's one reason why we're doing this, because we saw a lot of contact in the opening rounds in the first races where people just clatter into each other straight away. And I can tell you the people to blame are not in this race here, as we'll flip on over now to Zolovita as he leads the field by 0.5 of a second over Ronaldo Labori, who is looking for another race win here. There is Ronaldo Labori running in second place at the moment. In third place, PDD 654, Sagan 16, though, is all over the back of him now, going up the hill as they climb their way up, looking for a way to sneak up on the inside before the corkscrew. Fifth position, LES R8 in the Iron Brew Renault RS01, and then it's Kepa 83 AUH in sixth position. Let's go back to our race leader, Zolovita, who's not under pressure from Ronaldo just yet, but we're going to stick with this battle here between the two Porsches. We've got Sagan 16 and PDD 854, as PDD there using a little bit too much of the track, or using a bit too much of the gravel than he should be. The same thing can be said about Sagan 16. It is losing it through to the final corner. No drama there for Sagan 16. What happened there? He just got loose, and that's given PDD 854 a little bit of breathing room between himself and the man that's now in fourth place. Sagan, a heartbreak for Sagan 16 in Supercar Baldy, that's for sure. As LES R8 now in fourth position. What happened to Sagan 16? We'll have to see if we can find out later on. There is Zolovita, Ronaldo Labori in second, PDD 854 in third, LES R8 in fourth position. There is Kepa 83 AUH, who's got a 0.2 of a second penalty looming over his head now in fifth position, ahead of the Ford GT, JK 704. And there is Silber 1234, another Beetle. Got Beetles actually racing here this weekend. This might be a track for the Beetles, although the Beetles aren't doing as well as I thought they would be. Now we've got a battle brewing here for 9th position. ARC Divebomb under pressure from the Toyota, as Ahmed JDM all over the back of him. Don't think his drifting skills are going to come in very handy here, but he's going to have to try and drift around him around the outside. Can he do it? Ooh, ARC Divebomb around the outside. Oh, JDM brakes as late as possible, but looks like there was a little bit of an incident going through just in front of him as well. That was Shamoon 07 from the back of the grid, applying the pressure. Oh, they contact through the corner. That, to me, that looks like a racing incident, because ARC Divebomb got loose and Shamoon 07 was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I'm pretty sure the stewards will be having a look at that. Here is Sagan 16 in catch-up mode now from the back of the grid, already up into 9th place. Fantastic effort here from the driver there of the Porsche. Another man who's in catch-up mode, Ahmed JDM, who was applying the pressure through the corkscrew, but just got a little bit too loose, was too late on the brakes as well, and he lost out. Let's go back up to the race leader. It is Romaldo Labori. What's happened to Zolo Vita? Zolo Vita in third place, and he's now battling with PDD 854. What happened? If only we had a replay function. Wow, this is an intense semi-final here. As we continue on here, Zolo Vita in third place. Apologies there, my phone should be on silent as Zolo Vita is out wide. Apologies there for that. Zolo Vita still stays in third place, getting too loose. I think he's getting too aggressive in some of these corners. He might have to settle for third place, but race leader Romaldo Labori there handed that first place pretty much straight away. In second place it is PDD 654, not 854, apologies for that, there's a 6 not an 8. Then in third place is Zolo Vita, fourth place Alias R8. What a race this has been so far. Kepa 83 AUH in fifth position, having a nice clean race. He was a late addition to this semi-final because he was supposed to be in the next round, but because of a thingy there, he's had a little bit of an issue. So Brett, yeah, indeed, someone did forget to brake on before the top of that. I think he was getting too hot and just didn't see the corner coming up. Yeah, Sonic Gonzalez, there you go. Full name. That's how angry Supercar Baldy is. He's gone full on with his name and he wants him to push hard, hard, hard. Let's see where your man is right now. Ooh, he's down in 9th place still at the moment. He hasn't caught up just yet. Shimano 7 has got past Ahmed JDM. What's happened to the Drift King? Has he used up too much of his tyres before the start, or is he just focused on drifting instead of actually racing here? He's still there, he's still within a shot, because we still have 4 laps of racing here as part of the EMSO Summer Series Round 3. You're watching the semi-final here. We're using the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. And a huge shout out to our sponsors, ATCUAE Motorsport, Yas Marina Circuit in Abu Dhabi, and the Dubai Autodrome for supplying us with some amazing prizes to give away to our top 3 in a couple of weeks' time. You can watch the rest of the series here live streaming. I should be with you the rest of the way. Hopefully, let's see. Hopefully I don't have clients that overlap with each other. I want to stay with this because this has been a fantastic race so far. What has semi-final 2 got in store for us? What has the final got in store for us? We're going to have to wait and see. Amazing racing so far here in semi-final 1. Romaldo Labori taking it nice and easy, as is PDD 654. Was under pressure from Zolo Vita not too long ago, but Zolo Vita there was too hot through on the corners, and he's lost a lot of ground here. He's 3.7 seconds behind race leader and 2.9 seconds behind the man in front of him, PDD. Then we have Alias R8. He's having a quiet race here in 4th place, not gaining ground but not losing ground at the same time. And Kepa 83 AUH, he's having a cool, calm, collected race as well, and a bit of a shock for him as well. He's looking forward to a quick break in between 2 races, but he's been thrown straight into this one due to a steward's decision. He is currently in 5th position. 6th place, we see MGK 704 in his 4GT, Abdul Ghaffar in his Beetle. Then we have Segon at 16 in the Porsche. He's up now into 8th position, so he's gained a position, getting past still the 1, 2, 3, 4, who has a 2-second penalty looming over his head. Then we have Shimano 7. A little bit of an issue for him through qualifying, which dropped him down into 12th place. So he started at the back of the grid, but now he's worked his way back up the field into 10th place, as Ahmed JDM not getting any closer. And then ARC Dive Bomb. What a race this could have been for ARC Dive Bomb. He showed a lot of potential, especially through the first round where I was there. Second round, not sure what happened to him. Presume that he did quite well. He did really well in his qualifying, or heat race, excuse me, the quarterfinal. Did a major job of qualifying, but he would just tapped himself into a spin, got a little bit loose, and contact into the left, is it left rear? It's right rear, excuse me, of the car a few laps ago, and it's just caused him to drop down, and he's just too far back. He's 34 seconds behind at the moment, and he's 5 seconds behind Ahmed JDM. I think this is going to be a race to forget for ARC Dive Bomb. PDD 854 is now 1.1 seconds behind Romaldo Labori. Gives him about, what, 3 car lengths between him as he works his way through the final corner there to come across the line now to complete the 6th lap. This will now give us 2 laps to go. We're on the penultimate lap here at the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. This is semi-final number 1. We'll have semi-final number 2 after this, and hopefully all the drivers are organised enough to be in the session. As no, I don't want that. So we continue on here. We'll go back now and we'll look at the race leader, or is there some action? Let's flick through and see if there are any battles going on, because the fields are very evenly spread out. There's a good 3 to 4 car lengths separating each and every driver at the moment. Not a lot of battles going. The battles were in the first opening laps, and some incredible battles we had, as well as, say, Silver 1234's penalty gets larger and larger. But let's now quickly go back to the man that's in second place, PDD 654, who is really closing the gap going up the hill and down towards the corkscrew in his Porsche 911 RSR. But when it comes to sector 3 and sector 1, he loses out to Romaldo Labori in his Renault RSO1. As we'll keep an eye on these two for now, as PDD 654, what is in that 90th of a second back, so he's actually gained a good couple of tenths of a second. Obviously lost it now from going slightly off track, but he's deep into the corner there. A very tight line here for the Porsche driver. Now he's going to try and get into the toe now as they race their way up the hill on the final lap here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. As into the hairpin they go here for the final time. Romaldo Labori leads by 1.2 seconds over PDD 654, and this man here, Zolo Vita, in third place, and he's about 4 seconds behind the Porsche. As we go back now with race leader Romaldo Labori, as he's into the right hander now stretching his legs ever so slightly. The gap now up to a second between himself and the second placed Porsche. And there is the Porsche indeed. PDD 654, 1.1 second is the gap when our graphic popped up. It's going down, and here's where PDD is stronger. Through sector 2, that climb up the hill, that Porsche dominates and really reels in, but then he loses him going into the corkscrew as the RSO1 just scoots away into the corkscrew now for the final time here in the semi-final. I think it's going to go the way of Romaldo Labori. He's going to continue on his winning ways here. It's not an R there. His winning ways here for Romaldo Labori as he's through now into the final corner, and PDD has a penalty. How far back is the man in third place? It wouldn't be enough to drop him to third, but Romaldo Labori will come across the line for yet another win in the MSO Summer Series. PDD 854 will come across the line in second place. Zolo Vita will take third in the M6. In fourth position will be Ali SR8. Kepa Carmona really reeling him in there towards the end of the race. He's across the line in fifth position. In sixth place is MGK, or is it at the line? Segon 16 trying to go around there. No, he can't make it there to settle for seventh place. And Silver 1234 will come across the line in... Ooh, I don't think he's far enough ahead of Abdul Ghaffar there to be 8th place. But let's wait and see. But our top 6 will go through. So, our top 6 from this. Romaldo Labori through to, I think it was Kepa, who will go into our final round. There's confirmation of our winner. Romaldo Labori wins yet again here in the EMSO Summer Series. That wraps up our first semi-final. Let's leave the lobby and then we'll go into the second race. So look forward to seeing these guys, our top 6 here, go into the next round. So that was not the order that we see on the right hand side of the screen, because I know Silver 1234 did not win the race. That's a completely different order. So let's exit this session here. Oh no, yes, I want to exit the session, excuse me. I want to now join the next race here. ARC Diebomb. Oh, thank you, Richard, for confirming that. He came 4th in round 2. And I know that he was in the final as well for round 1. So this is very uncharacteristic for ARC Diebomb, but we hope to see him back for round 4. Thank you very much, Richard, for updating me on that. As always, the comment section ever so lovely throughout these rounds. Thank you all so much. Thank you to all the drivers as well. Thank you to the officials. I know that some of you are in the chat as well, helping me out with this as well. I can name some of you, but then I can't name the others, so I don't want to be mean. So I'm just going to say thank you to all of you guys. thank you to the drivers as well. It's always mega participation from you guys, and it's always a great time here at the EMSO. We're now joining the second session here, and of course we will, let's see, hopefully we have all the drivers in the session. Do we have everyone on board? Let's see, spectate. Do we have everyone in here? If I press that, ooh, how many drivers have we got here? Have we got 12 drivers? Indeed, we do actually have 13. Dan the Man is here. Why do we have 13 drivers, I wonder, in this session? Ooh, having JDM there calling out some of the drivers. I'm not going to comment because I didn't see anything. I'm going to leave that to guys like Dominic to confirm that. But it looks like we've got, as you said, we've got 13 drivers instead of 12. It was good. It was good racing. You're 100% right with that, Ahmed. There were some fantastic moves being made, especially at the beginning. The opening few laps were incredible. Throughout that, great driving there from the drivers. We're going to get underway now for the second of the semi-finals. I'm just going to take a quick break. Give me like 2 minutes, I'll come back. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask away. If I'm not here, there are drivers, there are stewards, there's officials as well in the chat. So if you've got any questions, feel free to ask away. Don't worry, we don't bite. So thank you very much for joining us here as part of the EMSO Summer Series Round 3 of the Championship. We've had 2 rounds already where we've seen Ramal de Labori win both of them. We've just witnessed Ramal de Labori win the semi-final, the first of the semi-finals. If you want to watch it, feel free to go back through the stream here that we've got live, or the video. If you're rewatching it, you can catch up on everything. We got heat race, quarterfinal race, number 2 and 3. We've got the first of the semi-finals. We've got a long break in between. We had some awesome drifting from Ahmed JDM. Maybe he'll do it again at some point, but we won't see him in the finals, unfortunately. So we won't see any sweet drifting action. So we're going to have to wait for round 4 to watch that. What we do have, though, coming up is our heat race, not heat race, I keep saying heat race, it's not heat race, it's a semi-final to set the field for our final. Unfortunately, we're behind schedule a little bit here, so apologies if you had something to organise around this. I know I did, but I've put things on hold, so unfortunately we're going to have to wait, so do bear with us. But of course, I'm here, the drivers are here, some of the drivers from the heat races and the quarterfinals, semi-finals are here. We've got lots of questions coming in. If you're watching this and you'd like to participate and you reside in the UAE, because that's the only thing that you have to keep in mind, the drivers that are participating in this championship all live in the United Arab Emirates. If you do so and you want to participate in the AMSO Summer Series, you can do so. All you have to do is follow us on social media, on Instagram and on Facebook. You can see when the next round is. The registration's open 2 weeks before the rounds are before the round starts, and they close sort of 2 days before the round begins, or the first heat race begins anyway. I don't think you can sign up in the hours leading up to it. And all you have to do is head over to the EMSO website, that's EMSO, and let me get the website name for you, as we'll go on to the interwebs now. Oh, I really need to get myself a pair of glasses. Am I really getting that old? And all you have to do is head on over to, it's just emso.ae. That's www.emso.ae, and there you can sign up for a digital race license. And I saw something there. What have we got here? Interesting. Of course, it will be six rounds of racing here, all taking place on Gran Turismo 2020. You can head over to the website, just find the information about Summer Series 2020, and you should be able to sign up. So we're gonna actually have quite a long break actually between the rounds. The next round will take place on the 7th of August, and then we have another round on the 21st of August. And then the final will take place on the 4th of September. And from what I'm understanding, we might have something very big for that. So stay tuned. And of course, follow us on Instagram, on our social media channels as well. Facebook, EMSO is what you need to look for to stay up to date with that. So entries now, of course, are closed for this round. But, when is August the 7th? Oh, I wish I was better at math. August the 7th is... it's in almost a month's time. Oh, actually it is. It's in exactly a month's time. It's in 30 days' time. 28 days' time, excuse me. So you can look forward to entries for this round opening sort of towards, I think the 20th, 22nd, sort of like that, of July. And that will be that's when they open up the qualification. That's when the opening up for participation. If you're interested, all you have to do is head over to the website, and you can do so. Let's see how this pans out. As one of the drivers is just going into the wall. What's going on there? It's carnage in the pit lane. What is going on? This, of course, is qualifying now. And honestly, I'd like to explain to you what's going on, but it looks like we may have a technical glitch going on in the game, because on my screen, every single driver is currently driving into the wall manically. I can tell you this is not how they're supposed to be driving around. It's supposed to be a 5-minute session of racing. So just enjoy the next 4.5 minutes of drivers clattering into the wall. If only damage was on, you could really see how much damage they'd actually do to one another. Again, let's see what happens here. Interesting, just driving around into walls. It's like a demo derby, but not driving into one another. Thanks, Brett. Thanks for clarifying. It's a lobby bug. I know I was sent a brief image. The host has ended the game. There we go. You guys were right. It was a glitch. The session has been cancelled. So we'll now have to wait once again for the session to resume. Let's see. Show only rooms with friends. Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I have no friends. That's why it's not showing anything. Well, I guess we'll wait. We'll just have a look at the map here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, thanks, AGS. I received a message with a video of it as well, showing that there was a glitch and they had to restart one of the lobbies. So I guess that's what we're going to do now. We're just going to sit here and wait for the lobby to open up. If I could, I'd sing you a song or, play guitar for you, but unfortunately I'm just so unmusically talented, I can't do anything here to buy the time. So, Alistair, great race from you, actually. Good clean race as well. You finished 4th. Alistair, that's heartbreaking that you're not going to be in the final due to time restraints. It would be amazing to see the Iron Brew RSO1 in there. If only we'd see you in that. Vuffy, I don't know if we should have 2 more races because we should have the final. So Vuffy, you're talking about like let's say the best of the people that didn't qualify for the last one. That's a really good question. Maybe Dominic, who's in the chat, could clarify that. I don't think we can due to time restraints and what's going on and why there's no room being built. Where's the room? Why are we just sat here at the lobby? Those are not my friends. I don't know any of these people. Who are these people? I don't know anyone. Okay, I think now my PlayStation is messing around. But from my point of view, Varfi, the only answer I can give you is no. It would be a great idea, not going to lie. It would be an amazing idea to have everyone to have everyone come back in for one sort of, final race. It's Alistair, if you're still listening, man, it's heartbreaking that you're not going to be there for time restraints. Hopefully in the next round we won't have so many issues. But it looks like unfortunately we'll be down a man in the final race of the day, which is unfortunate. I don't know what the stewards will agree. Maybe, just maybe, one driver will get really lucky and be thrown into the mix. But let's wait and see. Shamoon, I really enjoyed your paint scheme, your finish, and it made me really hungry, and now I want to go buy M&Ms. So marketing, that really worked, because I want M&Ms and I want Iron Brew. So thank you, Alistair, and thank you, Shamoon, because I both want to get those as soon as this is done. So we're about to get underway now with the qualifier for the semi-final, and we're fast approaching 2 hours of the stream as well. So thank you so much for joining us. If you're still with us, I know that we've consistently had 30 viewers, so thank you all. If you're constantly staying with us, thank you so much for joining us. I'm speechless, and I love you all. I love each and every one of you. Ahmed, JD, we've got to get people to sponsor us. We've got to get their name out there. We've got to get people's names on the cards. We've got to promote. Alistair, all the best to you as well. We hope to see you later on at some point, hopefully for round 4. As you said, hopefully we can sort out these issues that we've been having. Of course, with internet, we can't do much. Glitches as well. Unfortunately, we can't do much about it. The timing thing, we could have done something about it, but of course the stewards are doing a great job, and they did it as fast as they could. So I guess that's unfortunately it. Alistair, we're going to miss you in the final, that's for sure. But if you're available, do stay with us in the chat. Do chime in if you're there, because we've got some drivers out there that are, of course, looking for your support. And so are the guys in the chat as well. We've got some more glitches going on here for some of the drivers. We've got 4 drivers in the back. One of them, I can tell you, is Sean Simpson. One of them is Auto Commute. One of them is KQ. So KQ, I don't know which one you are. If you could tell me which one you are. I know that's Al-Kabaisi 90. That's one of the drivers to look out for, and he's having a problem here in qualifying. Now, I don't know what the steward's decision here is going to be, but this looks like a serious issue for those drivers, so we'll focus our attention away from that and go back to the race that's on track. Shamoon, I don't know. I'm going to have to wait and see. Oh, and we've lost connection to the server. Wait, did I lose connection, or did the lobby quit? I think it's still broken, isn't it? Oh, heartache again. We've lost the lobby. Oh, what are we going to do about this? We need to get back to racing in real life again, that's for sure. Because, or we need to play a glitch-free game. We need to look at something else. We need to play something else. Maybe Project Cars. Maybe we use Xbox. Don't kill me. I love PlayStation. Shamoon, let me call my contacts. Let me see what I can do for you. Let me see if I can, push you in. Maybe Brett should get another chance actually, because he unfortunately had a problem with his racing rig, and hopefully he got that back up. You know what? It would be really funny. It would actually be quite funny to see that, just hitting one wall, reversing into another, making like a small, not even a 3-point turn, like a 1-point turn, straight into another wall, and then go back out. Interesting. Yes. So I wonder if it's a spotty internet connection. That could be a reason as to why we have it. This is something to note. Yes, I wonder. Let's go back now to Room with Friends, and I still don't have any friends. I guess I've just got the chat to deal with. So ask away what questions you have. We'll take the time now to say thank you once again to our sponsors, AUH Motorsport, the Dubai Autodrome, and of course the Yas Marina Circuit. Thank you so much for sponsoring us, and thank you so much for providing us with some amazing prizes to give away to our top 3. Oh yeah, Ahmed, what's your channel so that people can come watch your stuff? Is it Ahmed JDM? Or do you have another channel name? Do you have like a secret channel name that we don't know about? If it's Assetto Corsa, I'm gonna have to buy another new game. And I want to buy Grid. I don't know why Grid is so hard to find. There you go. If you guys want to watch more of Ahmed's amazing drifting, head on over to Ahmed JDM on YouTube. You can check out more of his drifting stuff. So shout out to him. Of course, we're always looking here to help out our drivers and get more exposure to them, to get hashtag sponsored, not hashtag not sponsored. for the events. And if you want to watch some drifting action, I think he's got some drifting action over there on his channel. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this time round we don't have any glitches. I know, Brett. I know it's a proper sim rather than grid. I prefer grid because it's a Codemasters game, and I really like Codemasters game. That's why grid. It's not. It's more of an arcade racing game than anything else. It hasn't got that sim factor to it. It's just got some cars in it that I really like. It's got TCR cars in, which I'm a big fan of touring cars. That's why I want to personally buy it. I will buy a Assetto Corsa at some point, but knowing me, I'll probably buy it for Xbox and I have to buy it for PlayStation as well. I mean, I guess I got it on both consoles, so I can really relive it twice. Nah, I'll think about that at a later stage. So we're back now into the lobby. Hopefully, this time, we won't have any issues. We can pull up the menu and we can see what we have. You know, I grew up playing the Toka games back in the day, and I still remember the PS1 jewel cases. The one game that always sticks to me was the BTCC game, and the fact that they've announced there's a British touring car game coming back out, I'm elated. I am so excited for a British touring cars game. I cannot wait. And of course, there you've seen the man or the people that are monitoring here on the YouTube side of things, which is not me, by the way. You can see that we are having some issues. Do bear with us. We do apologise for this, and obviously we can't do much about it because it's the game that's doing it. But what's strange is that it's only doing it when we start the actual race or the qualifying session either. So we've got 7 seconds. Let's see what happens in 7 seconds. Will it work? Stay tuned. So now, for the third time, we're going into a qualifying session, and we have our fingers crossed that we will not be seeing anyone doing fun stuff in the pits. And is that a car that's gone into the pit wall already? Is that a glitch? As we will cycle our way through, one car is having an issue. Oh no, we've got more cars having issues. Oh no. And what's heartbreaking is that... Oh, now we've already got one car that's having an issue. Oh no, scrap that, we've got 2 cars. Come on, Nadal, you can make it out of the pit lane. No, you can't. Okay, we're having 3 cars having it. Well, at least we've got it down to 3 instead of 4. Oh, British GT. Wow, Brett, you're really selling me Assetto Corsa Competizione. Maybe I think you should approach someone at Assetto Corsa. Wait, who publishes Assetto Corsa again? I don't know. You should go work for them though, because you're swinging my vote, because it's got British GT and I can race the Bentley GT3 car. I'm very excited to do that. Oh, come on, Ahmed. That's a cheap shot. Forza's a good game as well. I enjoy Forza, especially the Horizon series. Oh, we've got some good news. We've got one driver out. We've got Nadal Baumgartner. Now, don't shoot the messenger here. I can't tell you exactly what's going on, but this may not be an issue with the host of the server. This actually might be a connection issue from the driver side of things, because, see, now Nadal Baumgartner's managed to get out. 505 games. They don't have the best track record, if I remember correctly. Anyway, you should approach them and you should say, "Hey, bro, look, listen. You sponsor me, and I'll put the livery of my car in the EMSO Championship, and people will see your game and they will want to buy it." That's what I think you need to do, Brett, for the next one. So yeah, going back to it, so it looks like the connection issue at least has been sorted out for Nadal Baumgartner. Now for the other 2 drivers, unfortunately they've been dropped from the session, but I can see that Bratman89 is out. Yeah, see, Vafi, yeah, you're right. I think it is the driver side of it. It's not a host issue, because if it was a host issue like the first time, we see an issue for everyone. Now, the previous 2 times we've had it only for 4 and 5 drivers, so I think that's it. But aside from that, it looks like we're going to stick with this session, and it looks like we're going to have our first time lap completed across the line this time round. And we can see what the time to beat is as ATCUAE comes across the line. The tyre driver in the field, and he will work his way across the line. Let's see what his lap time is. It is a... well, there it is. It's a 1:22.301, but it's not the fastest, as Mohammed Zubair goes into the lead already, and he doesn't as Al-Khabaisi 90. That's Khalifa Al-Khabaisi. He is now the man to beat in the Beetle. He is 0.2 of a second ahead of Zubair. The third place car is another Beetle from Sean Simpson. He is, 0.4 of a second off the race leader. Bratman 89 goes up into 4th place. And then we have ATCUAE in 5th. Oh, Al-Mahari 22 spins going through the first sector. That's just underneath one of the bridges. What bridge is that? It's not... oh, it looks like a big issue there for him. But let's go back with race leader. Or maybe not race leader, excuse me. Qualifying leader at the moment. Al-Khabaisi 90, or Khalifa Al-Khabaisi 90, with the hashtag Black Lives Matter, showing support for the cause. Of course, on his Beetle here, and certainly getting a lot of exposure here as he's the man to look for. Ooh, that's not where he needs to be. That's in the gravel trap going through the corkscrew. Now, I hope that's not going to cause him too much of an issue. He is the man to beat, but that's going to seriously impede his second time here. As he's through now, we've got some new drivers out of the field. The Dale Baumgartner, great to see him that he's finished in. He's got 3rd place so far, so he has managed to get his stuff ringing. Yes, Varfi, it is me. It's the same guy. I'm doing it all now. I'm everywhere. You cannot escape me. Any form of motorsport in this country now, you cannot escape me. It's going to be impossible to get rid of me. I'm like a fly trying to get out of a car window. I can get in easily, but you're not getting rid of me at all. You can open the entire window, but I ain't escaping. Granted, I probably can't fit through a window, but yeah, you can't get rid of me. That's it. That's the bottom line. Yes, Dominic, thanks for pointing that out as well. Yeah, I forgot I did the Dubai Drive stuff as well online as well. Yes, well, Vafi, we look forward to having you back, because I recognise your name as well. Looking forward to getting back on track, and looking forward to having you back on the bikes as well, as we continue on here. If only there was a way to get the bike championship online as well. I wonder if I could speak to Kyle and see if we can get that sorted out. It might be too late, but let's see what we can do. Vafi, you need to help me out here. Anyway, back to it. Khalifa Al-Khabaisi continues to lead here. He leads the session by 0.3 of a second over Mohammed Zubair in 2nd place as he takes the checkered flag. So, does he improve his lap time? Does he have enough in store to beat Khalifa Al-Khabaisi? He doesn't. The Dale Baumgartner sits in 3rd as Khalifa Al-Khabaisi is across the line. Can he improve on his lap time? No, he still stays 0.3 of a second ahead of Mohammed Zubair, but he retains the lead of the race. He'll sit on the front row of the grid in this qualifying session. MotoGP on PS4. I wonder if there is a demand for it. I should send a message to Kyle at some point. Anyway, that wraps up qualifying here for the 2nd semi-final of the EMSO Summer Series, round 3, of course. We now head straight into the race. There you see on the left-hand side of your screen is Khalifa Al-Khabaisi. On the right-hand side of your screen is Mohammed Zubair. Then you have the Dale Baumgartner in the AMG GT3. On the right-hand side behind him, from our point of view, you can see the SRS Simo Beetle. That, of course, is Sean Simpson behind the wheel. And if I squint ever so slightly, I can see ATCUAE's car, followed by Bratman 89. Al-Mahari 22, who had drama in the qualifying session, is in 7th position. And Vish R34, well, he's in... let's see, he's in 8th position. An endurance race would be very interesting, actually. And you know what? It was something we spoke about once, I think, during the Dubai Drives eras as well. I think you're onto something there, Brett, but we have to figure out how we're going to do it. As we're now green flag here for the 5th time today. And Alice Stewart, great to see that you're watching us on the move as well. It's a shame that you can't be on the move in the races series, and we're going to miss you in that final race that's going to take place after this. Of course, we are behind schedule, so do bear with us here as we're now watching Khalifa Al-Khabaisi in first position. He leads the field through the first couple of corners and into Sector 2 for the first time now. Mohammed Zubair sits in second place with Nadal Baumgartner in the AMG GT3 all over the back of him. He's dropping back though. A wide line through that corner there. SRS Simo, Sean Simpson sits in fourth position in his Beetle. Then we have ATCUAE in fifth position. Sixth place is Bratman 89. Al Mahari 22 is seventh. Vish R34 is eighth. And then the battle is on for eighth place, or it was up until we went through the corkscrew, as Zab is in ninth position, followed by Danny Boy 91 in the only Viper that we have racing this entire weekend. And you know what, it's really good to see. It's great to see Alexander Sanivas. I was amazed that he didn't make his way into the top 8 into that final round in the heat races, sorry, the quarterfinals, yes, the quarterfinals. But due to someone getting a 30-second penalty, Alexander Sanivas is into the semi-finals, and he is a man to watch. Down in 11th place at the moment in the 911 RSR. He will be carving his way through the field in no time, as the man in front of him has got 0.2 of a second penalty looming over his head, and Alexandros is about 0.4 of a second back behind him. Let's go back to race leader Khalifa Al-Khabaisi as he shoots his way up the hill, but the battle is on now for third place between Nadal Baumgartner and Mohammed Zubair. Zubair is just in front at the moment by 0.4 of a second, but Nadal is coming as he races his way up the hill towards the corkscrew, and watching to see, trying to dare break as late as possible through the corkscrew, but can't quite catch a glimpse of the back bumper of Mohammed Zubair. Looks like Khalifa is having a little bit of an issue here through that second sector, as these two are really catching up to him, and this is very similar to what we saw for Mohammed Zubair in his heat race, in his quarter-final race, because he was very, very close to the back of Zolo Vita, but he couldn't quite catch the back of the bumper of the driver. Now it looks like he's gonna repeat, but he has more time to do so because we've got 8 laps of racing here instead of just 6. Let's make our way back through the field. Battle is on here between 7th and 8th position. It is Abdul Mahari 22 on the inside. It's Fish R34 on the outside. Ali Mahari has the inside as the preferred line, or does he? Just about. Aizab is sneaking up on the inside. Is he in the Lexus RCF? I think Auto Commune had an issue, I think that's why he left the section, because he's one of those drivers that couldn't quite get out on track and out of the pit lane. I don't know what the steward's decision is going to be with that, as this is the battle here for 7th place between Vish R34, Ali Mahari 22, as Ali Mahari dives to the inside. They try to take a position away, and of course behind them is the Lexus RCF of Aizab. And this, of course, is the battle. Oh, sticking his out wide there for Al Mahari 22. Very loose rear end as Alexis sneaks up on the inside. Good move there. Good, nice and clean move as well from Aizab in the 8th place. Now, Lexus RCF. There he is, of course, now. And he's trying to catch up with Vish. But with these two battling, Vish has managed to escape up the road. And there he is, then there's Beetle, but how far back is he from this man here? Not that one, excuse me, that's the Audi R8. Bratman 89, very interesting livery there. He's got a camel with a turbo, and what looks like the words "Yow" on the back of it. I wonder if that's the sound that his Porsche makes when he goes fast. And yes, indeed, Rafi, good driving there from Iyad. Let's go back up to the front of the field for Khalifa Al-Khabaisi, who leads here ahead of Mohammed Zubair. The Beetle in front of the Honda NSX, and NSX, they're getting quite loose there through the corner, but that car is very planted to the ground, and he's really reeling in the Beetle this time round as he's into the left-hander, now back up the hill, and he's been managed to shake Nadal Baumgartner. Now Nadal is about 4 to 5 car lengths behind the Honda NSX of Mohammed Zubair as they work their way now towards the corkscrew for the 4th time here. And of course we're now approaching the halfway point here, and of course we've also reached the 2-hour mark as well. And what's happened to the Honda NSX? He got way too close there, and I think what happened is he broke as late as he possibly could, and it hasn't paid off for Mohammed Zubair. The good news is that he hasn't lost second place to this man here, Nadal Baumgartner, who's now under pressure from Sean Simpson as they go into the final corner there. And let's keep an eye on this battle here. But what happened there is, I think Mohammed Zubair too hot on the brakes, just too late. He can't do that. It's too late, and he's lost significant ground here. We'll continue watching this battle here between the Mercedes-AMG GT3 car and Sean Simpson. As Sean Simpson dives, tries to dive on the inside. That could have been catastrophic, but there is the real-life experience from Sean. He knows if he hit the back of the dowel, that's not what you want to do. Good, clean stuff there. Well done to Sean. As he's now going to have to try and do that again. Ooh, almost into the back there of Nadal Baumgartner as Nadal is loose through the corners. Now, why is my arrow on screen? Go away, arrow. And back now with the action here with Nadal and Sean. This is great racing here for the third step of the podium for these two, as Sean is all over the back of the Mercedes-AMG GT3. Yes, Alistair, I'm 100% agree with you, but you know what would make it even more interesting if you were in it. Unfortunately, you're not going to be in it because of time restraints. We're going to miss you, Alistair. Hopefully we'll see you next time as we continue on here with a battle for fourth position. And of course, tactics do play a vital role even with this online championship, because it's not easy. We're not doing it like super easy mode where you've got no tyre wear. You've got, well, we haven't got fuel depletion, but we have got tyre wear. We've got a few other assists that are turned off as well, and it's all down to the drivers what they want to do with others. So tuning setups are going to be very, very interesting here. Indeed, Alistair is right there. And now let's see if Sean's going to try and do it again. He broke as late as possible going into this corner last time around, going into turn 2. He's doing the same thing. A little bit of tap there to Nadal Baumgartner, gets that car a little bit loose, but Nadal stays ahead and Sean stays behind him. But I can guarantee you, Nadal is not a driver that you want to do that to. Nadal will be furious with that, and he's not going to accept it as Sean goes a little bit out wide. But the good news is that Sean didn't punt Nadal off. He's kept him on track, but he did get into the back of him here. Is he in the toe? Is he going to try and fake to the inside? No, he's not. He's going to have to try again somewhere else. Great racing here from these two as we race our way round in third place. Now, I know we can flip over to the man that's in first place at the moment, but he's in a sort of a world of his own. Khalifa Al-Khabaisis, he's worked his way into the corkscrew, and behind him is Mohammed Zubair. Now, I don't know where the information's gone. There it is, because we're on lap 6 of 8. We're about to start the penultimate lap here, but let's go back to that battle for third as Sean Simpson is side by side, and here comes ATCUAE as well. He wants some of this action as well. He sniffs a podium of these three. Now, of course, we will take our top 6 from this into our final, but who will it be? This is getting very tense as Sean reminds Nadal that he's there, and that's given ATCUAE a chance to sneak up on the inside. And here comes Bratman89 as well. The battle for fourth is on. And there is Bratman89. He wants in. We've got now a three-way battle for this place here. Into the second corner here. Can we make it 3 wide? Ooh, almost just about. ATCUAE stays in fourth place. Sean Simpson is in fifth position. He's second in this battle here. And then Bratman89 is there. Unfortunately, there's confirmation from the EMSO themselves that ATCUAE had to retire due to a glitch in the game. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do here. There's nothing the EMSO can do either. Our heart goes out to you, ATCUAE. We're so sorry that the game just didn't want to play nice for you here, but the battle is on for third, and what a race that unfortunately you missed out on, because here is the battle for third place. Nadal Baumgartner, ATCUAE, Sean Simpson, and Bratman89, excuse me. That is the battle, and Bratman89 with his Turbo Camel has dropped back ever so slightly, but he's closing in. Indeed, F for the chat, boys, for ATCUAE. If I could press F, which I'm going to right now, it's not going to do anything, but I'm pressing F as hard as I can. I'm going to press it many times for ATCUAE. Unfortunately, really sorry, mate, that you couldn't get in. We look forward to having you back, though, for round 4, as here is the battle going through the final corner here for the... penultimate time now, across the line for the last time here, and Bratman89 is all over the back of Sean Simpson. It's going to be a drag race to the first corner, down towards the hairpin here. Bratman has the inside line, Sean Simpson out wide. Ooh, into the corner he goes, and Bratman89 squeezes through. Good move there from Bratman89, and Sean Simpson spins. The 6th place driver, Sean Simpson, spins. Now, how far ahead of him is number 7, excuse me, there I'm losing my words, and Fishar 34 goes through. Sean Simpson is out of the final. Heartbreak there for the South African, going through turn 3, just got too loose. and just lost the car. Vishal 34 now into the final for now, if Ali Bahari can do something about it. But here's the man that's in third place, Nidal Baumgartner, back now to Khalifa Al-Khabaisi in the lead of the race. He will come across the line in momentarily to take the checkered flag, or will he? Because we still have 2 corners to go. Indeed, unlucky for Sean there, but that is racing here as we continue on through the final corner now. There is Khalifa Al-Khabaisi through the final corner, and as soon as he goes across the line, he's very slow through there as the Honda NSX comes across the line to take second place as well. And we'll head on over to this battle for third place. ATCUAE takes third just before we get to the cross line. It's going to be a drag race for Nidal Baumgartner, who slots into fourth place. Just cuts off Bratman 89 to ensure that he gets eighth. And Vish R34 is handed sixth place, but came under pressure from Al Mahari 22, and he will be into the final. Well, that wraps up another very exciting race here. And for the semi-final, we'll have the final coming up shortly, and I need to take a break now as well, because that was 2 incredible semi-finals. Well done to Khalifa Al-Khabaisi, fantastic race there, and a very, very snazzy driver suit there too. I'm going to quit the session, and I'm going to rejoin another one, but do bear with me as I'm going to head out quickly for a short break, as we've now elapsed the 2-hour mark. We'll go now into the grand final. We'll take the top 6 from the first semi-final. We'll take the top 6 from the semi-final we just watched. We'll put them all into one big session of 12 races for 12 laps. And, well, it's going to be a good one. So stay tuned. Stay with us. And as always, if you want to learn more about the championship, stay up to date on social media, on you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and of course the internet and YouTube, because that's where you're watching us right now, at EMSO. That's the Emirates Motorsport Organisation. You can find us online. You got any questions, feel free to ask here. You got questions after the event, feel free to shoot us a message on Instagram. We'll be more than happy to help you. I'm going to take a quick break for now, and hopefully I'll be back in time. Hello everybody, I'm back from a quick break here. We're back now with practicing for the final round of the day, and from what I remember, I did say we'll have 12 competitors, but I think we'll only have 11 because unfortunately, due to time restraints, Alistair could not take part in the race, so we unfortunately will be down a man. Not sure what the stewards will decide about that, if we'll take somebody else. I don't think we will. I think we'll just stick with 11 drivers. But we will continue on here with the stream for the final round, and it's going to be a good one. 12 or maybe possibly 11 of the best races that we have here in the EMSO Digital Series online, taking to the track with the one that we're all going to watch out for, and the one that you've got to watch out for in the comment section as well, is Romaldo Labori. He's already won 2 of the finals so far. Can he win a third one? Can he do 3 in a row? I don't want to say anything just yet. I think he can do it, but this particular final, has a lot of strong competition. And from what we've seen in the finals, in the quarterfinals and the semi-finals, we've seen some very, very tense racing. We've seen action all over the place. We've seen action take place in the opening laps. We've seen action take place on the final lap of the race. There we saw what Sean Simpson could have been in the top 6 and in the final of the race right now that we're having. He's not. We got Vishal 34 instead, who did a great job, kept his nose clean, and he stayed in a competitive position and then came only under pressure in the final corners from another driver. But to put my finger on a winner right now, I don't think I can. There is no way that I could put any money down on any driver here winning this round. Obviously, the odds are in the favour of Romaldo Labori. He is the man to beat, and he's been so consistent since day one. He's been the top of the scoreboard in every single heat race, and if he hasn't, he was at least within the top 3 positions somewhere. He is the man to beat, and he's the man that's got a huge X on the back of his car. If I could put a line on you, just imagine there's a big red X right there. That's the target. The bullseye is there. Everyone is aiming for this man right here in his Renault RS01. If you think there's another driver out there that can beat him, and I'm pretty sure there are, and I'm pretty sure they're in the session, but can they beat the man that we're talking about right now? Can they beat the man that we're looking at right now? So at the moment we have 10 drivers. We're waiting for one more, and I have a feeling, nope, it's not the man that I thought. Vafi, I'm inclined to believe Zolo is the man that could possibly do it. He's also been very strong, although in the semi-final his pace wasn't as strong as it was in the semi-final round, but I do believe he could really take the fight to him. In all fairness, everyone in this race right now can take the fight to him. I think we're just waiting for one more driver. Not sure who it will be. I didn't quite write down the number of drivers here. Sorry for flicking through the camera feed so fast. Just going somewhere to join one of the drivers. We should really go with the championship leader, shouldn't we, with Romaldo Labori. We can also go on board if you like. Well, you know, that's behind. This is all behind him. We don't want to be behind him. We want to be. Oh, we don't see that either. KQ, that sounds like you're cheering for yourself. But I'm inclined to agree with you. Al-Kabaisi has done very well as well, very, very strong, even though he's got loose in some corners. But he's been very consistent. He's always been up there. He's always been in the top 3. We're waiting for Al-Kabaisi to join the session. That is the man that we're waiting for, and he's trying to get in right now. Hopefully, we have our fingers crossed that we don't have any connection issues and we don't lose any of the drivers either for connection problems, because unfortunately, as we said, we did lose one driver. Oh, interesting. Okay, interesting. We will. I've just been informed. Thank you so much, Dominic, for the update. I've just been informed that Ali indeed will be replaced by another driver, and we will see Sagon 16 in the final as well. So we will have a total of 12 drivers in the field. That's great news. Thank you very much there, Dominic, for the update. Okay, so it says that there will be a 5-minute delay. I got that message 5 minutes ago, so I think the delay is gone. I'm not sure. Do bear with us though. And of course, if you want to stay up to date with the championship, you can head on over to... Oh, we have a problem. Please, Gran Turismo, just give us this. Just please work. Just work. We just want to have a nice final here. We want to show everybody out there that EMSO has got one of the best championships around, and we've got some of the best drivers from the United Arab Emirates to showcase how good our guys are around the world. But Gran Turismo, you just don't want to play nice, do you? You just be nice, Gran Turismo. Like, I want to play with my friends. That's all I want to do. I think everyone's just online. That's why it's just the servers can't really handle it, or they just have issues. I mean, we had 45 minutes of issues not too long at the start of the race when it started, that we just couldn't get in. We just couldn't stream anything. YouTube just refused to work, and it wouldn't tell us what was wrong. But hopefully we will get on the way shortly. And in the meantime, that you can laugh at my ranking in this game, because look, I'm level 1. I've driven 0 miles, and the car I have is a Lancer Evolution from 2015. So you could all have a laugh at how bad I am at this game, because I've literally never played this game. I think I've done like one race, if that, around like Northwell Speedwall, and I think that was when I bought the VR headset. I've never touched the game since. I just do it purely for commentating, because I have such a great time commentating on some amazing racing here as part of the EMSO Championship, or the EMSO Summer Series, of course. And as always, a huge shout out to our sponsors, the Dubai Autodrome, the Aspirator Circuit in Abu Dhabi, and of course AUH Motorsports as well. So we're going to continue. Thank you so much, Supercar Baldy, for the kind words. I do try my best, and what we used to do is we used to keep stopping the game and then starting it up again, and it would really, we could have so many videos. We just thought, we'll just keep the stream going. So lo and behold, it's 2 hours long. Hey, that's what it makes it easy for everyone, and that's what we've got to do to keep everyone entertained. So thank you so much, Supercar Baldy. Great to see that you're still here, and that you're out here to support your drivers. I know that you're supporting Zolo and Sigon 16. I wonder if there's anyone else that you're supporting. Do you know anything that we don't know in this final race here, as we're now rejoining the lobby, and we'll get underway shortly, hopefully. Again, so that's one glitch, so we're so far 1 of 3 so far. Hopefully we don't have a third one, but let's join the track and see who's out there at the moment. There's ATCUAE. Let's quickly bring up who's there. Let's see. We have 7 so far. Do we have more than 7? We have 8 participants. Oh, come on, Arrow. Play nice with me. Let's just take that. Yes, that's all on. Just close that. Oh. Next time, Supercar Baldy, next time we hope to see you in round 4. So we'll bring up the timing screen on the side here. Let's flick through. So we've got, as you said, we've got 8 drivers, we've got 9, we've got 10. Do we have 11? We do not have 11 and 12. So we're just waiting for 2 drivers. Now I can tell you that KG is not here, and then of course, KQ, excuse me, or Khalifa Al-Kabaisi is not in the session. Not sure who the other drivers that we're missing. Sigon 16 is there. That's a new addition. He got lucky because one of the other drivers is unfortunately not able to make it. I know Alistair Stewart is I don't know if he's still watching us, although he was watching us in Uber. So good to know that you can watch us on the go. KQ, yes indeed, there are some drivers. We don't see... We should have at least 12 though in the session, KQ, and you should be one of them if I'm not mistaken. So we have 10, but we don't have... Oh, we've lost someone as well. Who have we just lost? We've lost Sigon 16, excuse me. Interesting. I hope we're not plagued with connection issues once again. What we'll do though is we'll go back to what we did before, and we'll stick with the championship leader. This is the man that everyone here wants to beat. This is the man that has all the points in the bag. He's the one with the big X on the back of his car, although you can't see it. We just visualize that it's there on his car, and that everyone wants to take this man out. So we're back now to out of the lobby, because unfortunately I think we've got a little bit of we've got server issues here. So that's 2 so far. So we've had one error. We've now had a second one. So now we're back to this lovely screen here with room with friends, and someone from the MSO will chime in and tell us what's going on quickly, because unfortunately we're having a few issues. So apologies for the delay. We should have started the finals not too long ago. I think we should have started the finals about half an hour ago, but not to worry. We will be back underway shortly with the final, so do bear with us, as I said. Luckily, for once, it's actually not my internet that's having an issue, because last time we did this, I think I had the issue constantly where my internet connection kept dropping and we had to keep restarting the streams all the time. But luckily, it's not me. It is Gran Turismo that's just not playing nice, and hopefully these issues will be sorted out at a later stage. But thank you so much for continuing to watch this. Thank you so much once again to all the drivers, to the stewards, and everyone at EMSO that makes this event so possible. I guess thank you to the PS4s that we all have, because if without them we wouldn't be doing this at all. Thanks to the guys who are using controllers, because if you are my hero, because I don't know how the guys use like steering wheels and everything like that. I know these rigs are very expensive, and from what I've seen, from what Brett says, is that they're very temperamental as well. They could just go, no, I just don't want to work now. So even though you did really well, you qualified in 4th place, I'm just going to stop working. And unfortunately, we lost a really good driver. I guess that's racing is racing, even with online racing. Is now for some reason I'm backing out to the wrong menu. And you can see a little bit of update there about the series. Dominic, I'm not saying that at all, because we're not going to thank them. Oh yeah, sure. We'll thank DEWA as well. DEWA, because they provide us with electricity and water. Yeah, good point. Definitely. Oh, there's 15 out of 16 people in the lobby. Okay, good. I can go back in. Thank you. Thanks, Dominic. Of course, a huge shout out to the Aspirani Circuit, the Dubai Autodrome, and of course AOH Motorsports for giving us some fantastic prizes that you can learn more about on EMSO's Instagram page right now. So make sure that you follow them on Instagram, and you stay up to date with what's going on in the realms of digital motorsport, because we've got more racing. Although it is about a month's time, we've got a very long delay between this round and the next round. We've got about a month in between the two, but we still have 3 rounds to go, and I can't tell you this yet, but we might have something very big and very exciting to tell you about the final round. And of course, if you want to be the first to learn about it, you got to follow us on social media. You got to head on over to Instagram and Facebook. You got to hit like, and you got to hit follow. That way, you learn all about what's going on with the EMSO Summer Series. So I think, judging by what I saw on the screen, we should have all the drivers in, because I was the last person to join the session. Let's quickly go through there. We have 11 drivers in the session, not 12. But then again, we could have just one driver that's not in. Okay, Vish R34 has joined. Yes, he has. Okay, so now can he get in? Oh, this is interesting, because... And I'll just take a quick break. We're back. Now we're just waiting for one driver to join the session. You can just see the chat on the left hand side of the screen. There we go. We've got all 11 drivers in the race now. I've seen the Beetle pop up. I've seen the 4GT. I can see the 4GT on screen. Now, will we get straight underway with qualifying? Let's wait and see. So, how this worked, how do we determine these 12 drivers? So, we took 6 drivers from the semi-final 1 and semi-final 2. We took the top 6 from each of those categories, and we throw them into one big bag. And who's just left? Bratman89 has left. Have we got more connection issues here? Well, the qualifier is starting. Let's see what the organisers have in store, because we're now back to 11 and we're going to qualifying now. Now, let's keep our fingers crossed. I hope everyone watching keeps their fingers crossed as well, that all the drivers make their way out on the track. It looks good now. Everyone looks to be leaving the track. We've got 4 minutes on the clock. Yes, we do. Let's cycle our way through. Everyone has worked their way out of pit lane. Good stuff. We'll stay on board or at least not on board, but we'll look at the rear end of Romaldo Labori, the man to beat here. As part of the EMSO Summer Series. He's championship leader, he's won 2 finals out of 2. Can he do a clean sweep, or will someone upset or spoil Romaldo Labori's streak at the moment? Fingers crossed it happens, fingers crossed it doesn't happen. There's 2 sides to the coin always. What's going to happen in 25 minutes time maybe? We'll have to wait and see, because we're qualifying now for 5 minutes and then we're going to 12 laps of racing, which should take us to about half an hour if I'm not mistaken. So at about 7:30, Bratman89 has joined the lobby. This is good stuff. Hello Bratman and welcome back. Now can we see you hop back into the lobby? Can we get Bratman89 putting a timed lap in? We're watching, looking at who's behind Vishar34. That's the reason we're looking down this far down the order. Bratman89 is in the lobby, so that's good news. Will he be joining the session is the news that we want to hear. Now, will he take part in? We'll keep pressing W for a time to see if we see him, as the first time laps are about to be completed here, or are they? No, they're not. So we've done the flying lap. We're now on the first time lap here for Dale Baumgartner. He's the one that's got the most amount of clean air in front of him and behind him as well by the looks of it, because the man that's in second place, PDD 654, is about 4 car lengths behind him at the moment. Then going back to third is Khalifa Al-Khabaisi, and the field really, they're doing a really good job here of social distancing, because if you look at them, they're a good 4 to 5 car lengths between each other. Now this gives them optimal time when putting a time lap in, because they've got a little bit of leeway here in front and behind them. So if they do make a mistake, they're not going to be impeding anyone else's time. Whereas if they were a little bit closer, there might be an issue. But for example, if we go back down to about 5th position, you can see the gap is slightly closer between Zolovita and ATCUAE. So let's go back now with Nidal Baumgartner and see what his first lap time is and see how fast he's beaten. Will he be beaten immediately by PDD 654, or will Nidal Baumgartner be on pole position for the first time? We'll find out when he's across the line now. The lap time of 1:21.902, immediately beaten by 6th of a second by PDD 654, and immediately beaten by Khalifa Al-Khabaisi, who finishes, or is not finished, excuse me, because we're not done yet, who now leads the session. Kepa 83 AUH, who I'm pretty sure is Kepa Carmona, lines up in second place for the time being. PDD 854 in third, ATCUAE is fourth, Dale Baumgartner is fifth. I'm Mohamed Zubair is sixth, Zolovita is seventh, MGK 704 is 8th position. Now where is Romaldo Labori? He's in 10th position at the moment, and as we said, this is going to be a very, very tough final for Romaldo Labori. He's going to have to do a lot of work here. He's qualified for 10th at the moment, but that's not going to bag him any points, although he does have a margin of victory over the rest of the field. Can he improve on the next coming laps? Let's stay on board with him and see what a lap looks like with Romaldo Labori. As we continue on here, if only we could get, I know with a controller there's a way to do an onboard shot. Here's what the ground looks like from Romaldo Labori. Let's go through the corkscrew with him. Look at how tight those 2 corners are. They're sweeping through, and back on now, looking at the static or images of Romaldo Labori as he works his way now through the final corners. Now what can he do? Can he improve, and can he work his way up the order? The top 3 still the same for now. Khalifa Al-Khabaisi leads from Kepa Carmona from PDD 654, excuse me, as Romaldo Labori now working his way up the small incline, across the line, goes into the lead. Wow, fantastic lap there from Romaldo Labori, straight from 10th position all the way into the lead. Incredible lap from Romaldo Labori, as Khalifa Al-Khabaisi will now have to settle for second, but he's still got 1 time lap under his belt here, but he really needs to improve on this lap. Qualifying now is officially over, so whoever comes across the line now will not get another lap in. And there's the man that sits in pole position at the moment, Romaldo Labori from Khalifa Al-Khabaisi 90, who's in a little bit of traffic here. He's got PDD 654 in front of him, the man that sits in 4th place. Yeah, Brett Noble, 123. It's a tough ask because PDD uses a little bit too much of the gravel going through the corner. Almost impedes Al-Khabaisi's time when he comes across and through the final corner. Let's see if Al-Khabaisi can improve. He's 0.2 of a second from Ronaldo Labori as here he comes across the line. Can he improve, and how much does he improve by? No, unfortunately, he doesn't improve. Al-Khabaisi will have to settle for second place. Now it's certainly falling into the hands of Romaldo Labori, and is looking very, very strong, as of course we'll go straight into the final from this. And now where is Labori at the moment? There he is, working his way through the final corner. Now can he improve? A 120 indeed is quite a good lap around here. A 123.80, and I think doesn't beat it there. No, it's still 0.2 of a second, and that wraps up. There it is. Wow, 0.2 of a second behind was Khalifa Al-Khabaisi. And now into the final, a 12-lap affair for 12 drivers. This is where it all matters. All the previous races we had today, those other 5 races, forget about them. This is what matters. This is where the points are gained. This is who gets the championship points. Will it be the man on your left-hand side there, Romaldo Labori? Will it be the man on the right-hand side? Or will it be one of the other 10 drivers behind him on the top step of the podium? Well, we've got 12 laps to find that out as we're about to get underway here for the final time here as part of the EMSO Summer Series for 2020. A digital championship brought to you by EMSO, and of course thank you to the Aspirated Circuit, Dubai Autodrome and AUH Motorsport, as the green flag now drops for Romaldo Labori. He's off, a nice clean start for our pole position man, and he now leads the field down towards the first corner here. I can assume his head is so far in the game that we can't get a single word from him at all. Nothing is going to faze Romaldo as he works his way through the first corner now. Looks nice and clean there through the corner, but as I said, that you can see one of the drivers goes really far wide through the hairpin. Let's go mid-pack and see if there's anyone out anywhere. No, nice and clean through there. Dal Baukard is sitting in 8th place. And who else got MGK 704? Have we got 11 drivers? We have 12. We have 11. We don't have 12, so unfortunately Bratman89 did not make it into the race. So we're going to continue on here with Romaldo Labori, followed by Khalifa Al-Khabaisi. We've got a battle for third though already between Kepa Carmona and PDD 654, and it looks like Kepa Carmona's gone off. Where's he gone? He's dropped back to 5th place. He was in 3rd. I think he went a bit on the gravel there. He sort of pushed out wide, but I think that was a fault of his own because it looked like PDD 654 had the line instead of Kepa Carmona. And that's pushed the Beetle back down to 5th position. But now let's go back to the race leader. Romaldo Labori leads by 0.7 of a second. Through the final corner he goes now, into the left-hander, and the Beetle is closing in on him here. The gap is 0.6 of a second. What is it across the line? Let's see. Let's get the graphic up immediately as soon as he comes off. No, that's not the button for the graphics. Where's the button gone? There it is. No, it's not. There it is. We can see now at the line it's 0.4 of a second. And it's now coming down to 0.3 of a second as Khalifa Al-Khabaisi tries to close in going through the first corner. Let's stick with this battle here for second place. Let's stick though with the man that's in second, because this is the man we want to watch out for, because a single mistake could cost him the win here as he's into the braking zone, into the right-hander now, going back now towards the start of the hill and the incline here. Gap is under 0.3 of a second between the two. Can he look for the inside? No, not quite close enough yet, but a car length in between them. You can fit another bug right there between the two of them as they race their way now back up the hill and towards the corkscrew. Let's see how close they are. That's the view what Khalifa Al-Khabaisi sees from Romaldo Labori. Let's stay with them now as they work their way down towards the corkscrew. Yeah, you can see very late on the brakes there for the Beetle. A very different line between the two of them there. As we're back now to the static cameras between the two of them. The gap still 0.3 of a second. Lost a little bit of time there going through Sector 2 for Khalifa Al-Khabaisi, but he's managed to stay with him. And Romaldo Labori's gone off the track, side by side here through the corner, through the final corner, but he comes in just in front of Romaldo Labori now. I wonder if Romaldo is looking in his rearview mirror. He saw that Khalifa Al-Khabaisi was trying to spook him there, trying to make him a little bit wary of his surroundings. Here comes Khalifa. He's going to try again on the inside. No, he's not. He's going to try the outside, trying to get the switch back. Immediately doesn't make it because Romaldo Labori keeps that nice tight line through and racing their way down towards now turn 4 and underneath the bridge. Here we go. Can Khalifa Al-Khabaisi Can he upset Romano Labori's streak as he works his way into the right-hander once again now, making their way down towards the start of the incline here. And now into the left-hander we go for the third time here. We're sticking with this battle here because, of course, this is the battle for the lead of the race. We've got some action further down the field. There is some action right in front of ATCUAE at the moment. The BMW M6 Zolo Vita is battling with Kepa Carmona as Kepa continues to fall back. Now, I wonder what setup Kepa has, because he's just dropping like a stone at the moment, and that's not what he wants to do here in his running here around WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. But the pressure's on side by side almost through the corkscrew there, as a flash of the lights from the Zolo Vita number 17 with the BMW M6. Let's go back now with the two leaders, Romano Labori and Khalifa ATCUAE. ATCUAE's not found a way through just yet. He's going to try to come on the inside. Can he do it? Oh, they clatter into one another. Where is Labori? He's in second place, and we have a new race leader. Khalifa ATCUAE leads, but what are the stewards going to think about that? Is that deemed a racing incident? Well, we're going to have to find out. I can guarantee you they're looking at that very closely. We're going to have to continue on there, but good stuff here from Khalifa ATCUAE. He could be the first unique winner here in the EMSO Summer Series of 2020. Can Khalifa ATCUAE hold on now for another 8 laps? That's quite a lot. Better yet, can the Beetle stand another 8 laps of racing here around the WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca? We'll have to wait and find out. Let's go to third place, because it looks like we've got a battle going on back there. No, we don't, because Mohammed Zubair's a little bit further back, but here is the battle for 5th position, because now it's between Zolo Vita and ATCUAE as they race their way up the hill. Kepa Carmona's dropped back, and he's got a penalty looming over his head, but how much is that penalty? We couldn't quite catch a glimpse of it, but what we can do is flick over to there. It's 6 tenths of a second, excuse me, not 1.6 seconds. He's used a bit too much ground somewhere that he shouldn't have. He's gone over the white lines, but there is the battle for 5th place at the moment between Zolo Vita and ATCUAE as they work their way through the corkscrew down now onto the flatter parts of the track here, into the final few corners here. Into the right-hander they go. ATCUAE not close enough to make a move. Let's go back with the lead battle, and now ATCUAE is really stretching his legs. Khalifa ATCUAE, excuse me, but stretching his legs. And the good news is for him that the man behind him, Romano Labori, has a 4/10 of a second penalty that needs to be applied at some point, which will drop him 1.7 seconds behind him at the moment. And Khalifa now really starting to stretch his legs, because he's 1.3 seconds up the road from the Renault. And now Romano Labori, it's all unravelling here, unfortunately, for the two-time final winner here. Let's go back through the field. Let's see how the rest of the field is doing. A lot of gaps between the drivers here. There is Sagan 16 not having the best race here. He was a late addition to the final, way down in 11th position. I wonder if something happened to Sagan 16. That's the reason as to why he's so far back. He's just behind this man here. No, that's still Sagan 16, excuse me. He's behind this man here, Vishal 34 in the Beetle. There you go, Sagan's just about a corner behind him at the moment. Let's quickly go back to race leader Khalifa ATCUAE, who is in the lead of the race by 1.6 seconds over this man here, Romano Labori, who's got a penalty of 2/10 of a second. The gap has gone up now to 2 seconds as Khalifa is sprinting away with the race at the moment. As across the line we do now to complete lap 5. We're about 1 lap away from the halfway point, and indeed the man right here behind this car is on point. The man behind the wheel of the Beetle with the hashtag Black Lives Matter sticker on the car. Let's hop on his front bumper to see what his view looks like. Clear as day. What's the fastest time? That's a great question. The problem is that Gran Turismo actually doesn't give me that information, so what we have to do is we have to go through each individual one. So there is ATCUAE's time. It's a 1:26.34. If we head on over to Romano Labori, he's done a 1:21.545. PDD 654 is under pressure from Mohammed Zubair, 1:21.848. Thank you, Dominic, for that. So Dominic has a little bit more information than I do, and it indeed is that ATCUAE has that fastest lap time of 1:26.34. I think that's about, 3/10 of a second off the fastest lap we had in qualifying from Romano Labori, and that's mighty impressive as well. But the problem is, the Beetles are very strong in the opening stages. They're very, very good in the first couple of laps. but they don't have very good consistency. They tend to sort of flake off in the final parts of the race, but Khalifa here is doing a very good job of keeping it very cool and calm, very neat and tidy through the corners here, and he's doing a very good job to keep that car faster and faster. He's now 3.1 seconds. I don't know where he's getting this time from. Incredible stuff. Romaldo Labori must be saving his tyres up for something at the end of the race here. He must be really vying it up and figuring out a way, hey, where can I find a way to get past the Beetle? But he needs to figure out how he can get up to the Beetle, because 3.1 seconds, that's a very, very tough ask here. Brett, I'd like to do that for you, but it doesn't give me that option, unfortunately. I can get you this thing, so you can see there on the left-hand side of your screen, just towards the bottom of it, you can see the tyres there. You can see how much degradation is going on, and my eyes aren't the best, but I can see that there's a little bit of tyre wear on all 4 tyres, but it looks like it's very evenly matched on all of them. And you know what, I'll keep this on screen actually, because this gives us a good indication of speed and everything like that. You can also see what aids he's got and everything like that on. You can see that he has ABS on, of course. It looks like the rest of it's all turned off. You can also see how much time we've elapsed in the race here too. I think I might be right there with the sort of 30 minutes to go thing, or do we have enough for 15 minutes? I don't know, let's find out. But there, of course, is live telemetry of the drivers, and you know what, we'll keep it up for all the drivers so we can see what all their tyres are looking like. You can see that Romaldo Labori, his tyres look a little bit cleaner compared to our race leader. If we can keep going through the field and see what everyone's is looking like there. There's a battle now for 4th place. Mohamed Zubair is falling back now between himself and the man that's in 3rd place, and he's coming now under pressure from Zolovita and ATCUAE soon enough. Where's Kepa Carmona gone? And that's not him there. He's a bit further back. There he is. He's under pressure now from Dale Baumgartner. Both drivers have a wealth of experience in the TRD 86 Cup. Of course, Kepa Carmona maybe a little bit more, because he's a champion in the series from a few years ago. And he said, quote unquote, last year, I'm retiring. You won't see me behind the wheel of the car. Okay, he might not have said that last bit, but he did say he was retiring. And lo and behold, he turned up in 2 races, and he also did a fantastic job of coaching American Scott Dimmola to a number of podium finishes throughout the series in the TRD 86 Cup. We'll look forward to seeing more action from Kepa in the EMSO Summer Series for 2020, and from the TRD 86 Cup that's scheduled to start later on this year. But here's the battle for 7th position. Dale Baumgartner and Kepa Carmona, 2 drivers here, both racing with TRD 86 Cup, the new cars for them here. Be good to see what they could do with TRDs as they drag race their way across the start-finish line to start lap number 9. 3 laps to go, as we'll go back now with the leading Beetle. And Brett, I think you might be right. I think I might have been misinformed actually about the tyre wear on the Beetles, because they do actually seem to be conserving the tyres a lot better compared to, say, the other drivers, or the cars, excuse me. Because if we look now at Romaldo Labori's car, you can see there's a little bit more yellow, and it's a little bit shade darker yellow now, even going into the red compared to what we see from the race leader. So Brett, I think you might be onto something there. So here is the battle once again now for 3rd, actually no, it's for 4th, excuse me, but these 3 are starting to get closer to the back of the man that's in 3rd place at the moment. The only problem is that if we have the telemetry on screen, we don't get to see who is where on the scoreboard, nor do we see the track action. So I'm going to switch this off for now. I'm going to go back to what we had before, because it gives me a better view of what's going on, and I can sort of see what battles are, as there is a battle for 3rd. And there is a trio of cars behind him in 4th place. One of them is Mohamed Zubair in 4th, who's coming under pressure from the BMW M6 of Zolovita, a race winner not too long ago. There he is in 5th position. Then in 6th position is ATCUAE as we start at lap 10 of 12. And Dale Baumgartner has found a way through, as has MGK 704, excuse me, has found a way past Kepa Carmona. And Kepa, unfortunately, just tumbling down. Not a race here that Kepa will want to remember, although he is in the final, which is always something to remember here in the MSO Summer Series. But the man that's going to be remembering this for a long time might well be this man right here. Khalifa Al-Khabaisi, fastest lap of 1:28.62. Well, that's his last lap, actually. He had the fastest lap time of 1:26.34. So that previous lap, he was about 0.2 of a second slower than his personal best. But he may be our first unique winner. Romaldo Labori has won 2 races from 2 so far. Could Khalifa Al-Khabaisi be the third and first different winner here in the EMSO Summer Series Championship, as he is in a race all by his lonesome, and he's put a massive gap on himself between him and Romaldo Labori, as there is the gap between them, 10.2 seconds. I think Romaldo is just, I think he has to face defeat now, and he has to say, look, I'm not this one, but I'm going to keep it in second. I'm not going to try anything daring. I'm going to keep it nice and clean to bag me some points, because of course in second place you still get a good healthy amount of points, and that's definitely going to keep his championship hunt alive. The battle for third, for fourth as well, is dying back, but the battle for fifth is still rolling on here with Zolavita and Aiko Seig. The Audi R8, the Audi R8 behind the BMW M6, excuse me, the flashing lights through the corner for the M6, and Aiko Seig desperately looking for a way through around the wrong sort of places. Look, dive to the inside, can Aiko Seig do it? Oh, the BMW M6 clatters into the side of him. Oh, what are the stewards going to think about that? Oh, we're going to have to wait and see, as we're on lap 11 of 12 here. But Aiko Seig through, probably not the cleanest way to make your way through, but then again, it could be the fault of Zolavita as well, because he left the door open quite wide as Zolavita looks for a way on the inside. Oh, and Aiko Seig spins going through the corkscrew, and that's not the way you want to do it with 2 laps to go. And Aiko Seig facing the wrong direction. Oh, he's going to come on track just in front of 2 other drivers. Oh, and he just got loose. I don't think Aiko Seig's getting this. He's not recovering at all. And has he impeded a driver? No, he hasn't. So Aiko Seig there, unfortunately. Oh, heartbreak. But this man here, Khalifa Al-Khabaisi, is on the final lap of the race here, as he works his way through now the right-hander underneath the Cooper Tyres bridge, and it will now slowly, or not slowly actually, because he's on a roll here, 12.1 seconds ahead of second place here, Romaldo Labori. Khalifa Al-Khabaisi looking for his first outright win here in the EMSO Summer Series, and he'll be the first driver, or actually be the second driver to win a heat race, the final, because the Romaldo Labori car that's in second place is, he's won, well, 2 for 2 so far, but it looks like his streak is now going to be officially over, unless the stewards have something to say. Provisionally, this man right here, Khalifa Al-Khabaisi, will be a first-time winner here in the EMSO Summer Series, as he's working his way now through the final corner. Here comes Khalifa Al-Khabaisi through the final corner onto the rumble strips, and a good clean race for Al-Khabaisi. A flash of the lights there, and a job well done for Khalifa Al-Khabaisi, who wins round 3 of the EMSO Summer Series. Here comes the man that's in second place, Romaldo Labori. He will come across the line. He'll bag some more points, under threat from PDD 654. If only a few more laps for PDD he could have been in second place. Incredible drive, nonetheless, from the race leader. Here's the man that's going to come across the line in 7th place, NJK 704. Just ahead of him is the Dow Baumgartner. Can we see him? There he is, just across the line. And where is Aiko Seig? We didn't get a chance to go back to him, but there is confirmation of the results. An amazing job, a phenomenal job, actually, from this man right here. From Khalifa Al-Khabaisi. A fantastic drive, well done, a well-deserved victory, congratulations. And as always, a huge shout out to all the drivers, the stewards, the marshals, EMSO, everyone who makes these events so successful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much as well to those who are still in the live stream. 3 hours of non-stop streaming. It's been a fantastic one. Thank you so much. And of course, a huge shout out to our sponsors, Yas Marina Circuit, Dubai Autodrome, and AUH Motorsports, for giving us fantastic prizes to give away. If you want to know more and you want to stay up to date, head on over to EMSO social media channel, find us on Instagram, find us on Facebook, and of course go on the internet as well. EMSO.ae is the website you want to go onto. That's EMSO.ae, and you can learn more about it. If you didn't get the chance to be in the session, maybe next time. Tune in. Next race is about in a month's time. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.